Want to make some extra money this holiday season? Then join The following is a presentation of WCMP Sports, local sports.
Past the 25, to the 20, to the 15, he's going to high step into the end zone, touchdown!
Here, wide receivers split each side.
He's still going into the end zone.
East Central Minnesota, the action starts now. To bring you the call, here's Ethan Game Day Gilman.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to tonight's high school football matchup here on 109.9 FM WCMP. Of course, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman, and I'll be bringing you all the action from tonight's Section 5 3A playoff matchup between the Mora Mustangs and the St. Cloud Apollo Eagles. Thanks so much for joining me here tonight. Might be a little bit difficult to hear us on the airwaves, having a little bit of trouble at the tower. But if you've got our app, it's a great time to tell you about it. Yeah, we've got an app for WCMP stations and for KBEK. So if you're maybe out of the area where our stations reach, or maybe you just want something else on your phone because you get bored sometimes, great idea to download the WCMP app and KBEK app. That way you can take us wherever you go, on the go, in your pocket, and then you can play us over your radio speakers wherever you are at. Again, you can find that on the App Store or Google Play, so be sure to download our apps, the WCMP app and the KBEK app as well. That way, again, you can take us on the go wherever you go. But for this game here tonight, it is the Mora Mustangs hosting the St. Cloud Apollo Eagles in this first round of Section 5 3A football here on WCMP. Normally this game would be on KBEK, but because we had two of our teams on KBEK land, well, we decided, Mora is a little bit closer to WCMP World, so we'll put Malacca on KBEK and shift Mora to WCMP. Of course, that Malacca game kicking off at 7 p.m. as well. We'll keep you updated on that. Of course, just a little bit, what would that be, south of here? We've got Bram taking on Southridge in their first round of the playoffs, and we'll keep you up to date on that. That one was a kickoff actually just about a half hour ago, so that one's probably into the second quarter now. But taking a look at the bracket here for Section 5 3A, it was really controlled by Annandale. Annandale is back on top of this section, and a no-doubt first-round bye for them. They're in the top 10 of Class 3A. They're number 8 in all of Class 3A. They went 8-0 on the season, only allowed about 9 points per game, and scored about 38 points per game. One of the best in Class 3A. But again, another good year for Annandale, coming off of a couple down years. I'd think that they would consider them down years. But again, this year back on top at 8-0. Really, they had a few challenges. Foley was one of those. We'll get to that in just a little bit. But we'll continue talking about our game here as Mora will host St. Cloud Apollo. Now, Mora finished the season with 3 wins and 5 losses. And you wouldn't normally think that would be a 3 seed. Well, this section was very, very challenged this year in terms of getting wins, because you look at it, Annandale really ran away with it at 8-0. The next closest is Foley at 4-4, and they're the number 2 seed. Then you go down, it's Malacca, Mora, and St. Cloud Cathedral all at 3-5. But Mora took that 3 seed over Malacca because they didn't have any losses in the section, plus they had a better scoring offense. I don't know if that plays into it at all. That's just my guess. But Malacca got the 4 seed, St. Cloud Cathedral 5, and St. Cloud Apollo 6, Pine City 7. Foley is hosting Pine City tonight as well. Malacca hosting St. Cloud Cathedral. Annandale again gets the first round bye. But this is a battle of teams who maybe didn't have the season they would have hoped for, specifically Mora. But when we look at the Mora schedule, and we'll look at it a little bit more as we go throughout the pregame, it wasn't the regular season they were hoping for. But they battled a ton, and I mean a ton of top talent like North Branch, Duluth-Denfeld, Esco, Pequot Lakes. Yeah, they played all those teams in one season. And don't get me wrong, they played hard in those games, coming up short, but still, when you look at it, you've got to be feeling good about yourselves if you're Mora, because you come into this game winning 3 of your last 4 games. You look at Section 7 3A, where 3 of those teams that they played and lost to have a combined 3 losses. That's Esco, Pequot Lakes, and 2 Harbors. Can you believe they're all in the same section? That to me, I can't fathom that. That is insane. But Esco, well and above the best team overall in the state of Minnesota. I don't know who's going to challenge them at state. I think it's a runaway for Esco, but because they beat Pequot Lakes. I think it was 61-0. It was just in this. We may not see another team like Esco in the state of Minnesota. They are just on an absolute tear. But they played Esco, Pequot Lakes, and 2 Harbors, and again, they have a combined 3 losses between those 3 teams. And Mora, unfortunately, lost to all of them, but they held Pequot Lakes to 35 points. And in an upcoming interview, we'll hear from head coach Troy Erickson. He talked about it. They were in some of those games. I mean, they were really close to even winning some of those games. The scoreboard and their record really doesn't tell you how good of a team this Mora Mustangs team is. And we'll go more into detail on that as we go throughout the pregame. But I want to give a huge shout out to all of our fine sponsors who sponsored this broadcast and every other broadcast that we do. We'll hear a word from them in just a moment. And then we'll also hear that interview with head coach Troy Erickson as well. He was kind enough to take time out of his busy schedule to do an interview today for the pregame. Appreciate him doing that. It means a lot to me because, well, personally, I just know it sounds a lot better when I'm not the only one talking into your ears throughout the game. So we'll hear a word from him, and we'll continue on with the pregame here after a word from our fine sponsors. Of course, you're listening to high school playoff football here on 100.9 FM WCMP.
More customers, more name recognition, more employees, more market share. If you'd like a little more for your business, it's time to start digital advertising. Did you know that the average person spends 4.5 hours per day on their smartphone? It's time for you to start reaching them. Streaming TV, SEO or SEM, display ads, and email marketing. If your business could use a little more, contact us now and we can help. info@q-mediagroup.com.
Kettle River Pizza loves supporting all the local teams. And if your team is interested in fundraising, well, they've got you covered. Kettle River Pizza has years of experience in fundraising for local teams, organizations, and clubs, and they would like to help you too. With their experience and the fact that Kettle River Pizza is an easy sell, your fundraiser is bound to be a great success. Visit Kettle River Pizza online and click on their fundraising tab. Kettle River Pizza, a winner every time. Grab a few at your local convenience or grocery store for after the game.
Want to make some extra money this holiday season? Then join Burnett Dairy Cooperative's Cheese Store Holiday Crew. They're looking for temporary employees to assist with gift box orders from October 1st through January 6th. This position is scheduled Sunday through Thursday from 12 to 8 p.m. with an hourly rate of $14 per hour and an end-of-the-season retention bonus. Call 715-689-2170 or apply online at burnettdairy.com and click on Careers.
We're now joined by the head coach of the Mora Mustangs football team, Troy Erickson. First of all, Coach, thanks so much for joining me. I greatly appreciate it.
Oh, I appreciate you covering us, so thank you.
Absolutely. And taking a look at this team, we'll go backtrack a little bit first, looking at the year. You started out 0-4, but went on to win 3 of the last 4 games. As a coach, what was it like to see this team's resilience after what a lot of people would consider a slow start, then to go on and win 3 of your last 4 games of the season?
Well, it was something that we had experienced a little bit of it the previous year by going 0-3 and then rattling off 5 wins in a row. But so the kids had a little bit of knowledge that they are able to still have a successful season after dropping a few of the first games. So it wasn't that hard to keep this group engaged just because I think they had that knowledge already. And they know that, in the grand scheme of things, we look at the section playoffs as where we want to make our most noise. So that's kind of been our goal here, and the kids know that, and they've been preparing all season for this playoff run now that we're in.
For sure, and you also played a lot of schools who are maybe in the top 10 ranking-wise or just bigger schools as well. How do you feel that has prepared you now for section playoffs?
Well, it's prepared us well. Our players know that they've seen some of the top teams in our state in both 3A and 4A, and that they can play with them. We had the lead at halftime against two of those teams. We scored the same number of touchdowns against one of those teams, just missed an extra point, so we were down at half. So it's not that we were out of those games. So our players have that now knowledge of competing at that high level and knowing that we can do it. So they will hopefully take that knowledge into the playoffs here now and see how it goes. We've seen teams that are bigger than us, faster than us, and that kind of stuff, and we've been able to hang in there with them. So it should give our kids some confidence going into this playoff run.
For sure, and confidence is a huge thing. Looking at this team from the beginning of the year now toward at the end of the regular season, what is something that you feel they improved on from that start now to the start of the playoffs?
Well, the main thing that they've improved on is just that confidence level of knowing that it's not just playing a half; it's playing we can play a full game, and learning how to win as a team. Each year, the team has to develop that ownership of the team themselves, and then learn how to win. And they were able to do that. It took some growing pains those first 4 games. But then they started to figure it out and finish drives, control the turnovers, don't turn the ball over, and stuff like that. So that improvement you could see throughout the season. The players we knew were a quality team. We knew that what our players were capable of. It was just a matter of them now believing in themselves as a group of this year's team, 2023 team, as opposed to last year's team or the year before's team. So that growth and that knowledge now was a lot of fun to watch happen.
And you've mentioned it before, you want this team to be hitting their stride right as the playoffs start, and it seems like that is happening. And in all 3 of the wins, this team has held teams to under 15 points in those wins. What has it been like to be able to see this team hit its stride this late in the season, right as playoffs are beginning?
Well, it's been a lot of fun to watch the whole team concept come into play. We've had some, our offense takes control of the ball and keeps it away from the opposing team and scores at we've been getting points on our drives, so that way, and taking time off the clock, so that helps our defense out, not having to play defense as long, and then just watching our special teams also have been contributing to these victories by, on a punt returns or kickoff returns or making sure we have good coverage on our kickoffs. Our kickers have been putting them in the end zone on our kickoffs, and we haven't had that in years past. We're able to get touchbacks. So, all 3 of the elements of our football are happening for us right now, and, we hope to continue that.
And one of the position groups that you mentioned kind of before the regular season had began was how important the offensive line and defensive line were going to be this year. How do you feel that they performed throughout the entirety of the regular season?
Outstanding. Our record doesn't necessarily show it as far as those first few games, but the lines that we were facing during those games were just as good, if not a little bit better than ours. And so it the record doesn't necessarily show the ability of our linemen on this team, and that position group is the leaders of our team year in and year out. But this year especially, that position group kind of has taken ownership now of the team, and we're going to try to riding out with them at as far as we can go. It's it's something special to watch that group have that ownership of the team and that unselfishness of our running backs and our backs to allow the linemen to have a little bit more of the glory throughout. It's just great to see this team play football together like that.
And speaking of this team playing football together, you've got a pretty special group of seniors this year that has stuck through it all from their sophomore year and now as seniors. What has it been like to coach this group of seniors, again, from that one-win season up to now?
Well, it's been tremendous, and typical coaches get to say it's the best group of seniors I've ever had, and X, Y, and Z. But they are a great group of individuals. They're so much fun to be around day in and day out. It's not always business. It's not always the grind of football that we're able to with this group. We've been able to, spread our wings a little bit, have a little bit more fun, do some things that are unconventional, just because we know that this group has the maturity to lock it in when they have to lock it in, and also to have fun when we can have fun. So it has been a tremendous experience for us as a coaching staff to work with this group, and we hope that it continues on to our younger groups as they see what this group was able to do as a class.
Absolutely, and now we'll shift focus a little bit here towards tonight's game against St. Cloud Apollo, a team who you haven't normally seen, but what is something that you're looking for to improve on here going into the playoffs? Obviously, it's the first game of the playoffs. You've gotten about a week to get ready, but what is something you're hoping to see from both sides of the ball tonight?
Well, offensively, we're hoping just to maintain what we do, and running between the tackles and maintain that ability to move the ball, move the chains, control the clock. We gotta. It's no different than last week's game or any of these games that we played with these offenses, the spread offense. You just have to keep the ball away from them, because at any point they can hit a play and score. So we want to make sure we limit the amount of times they touch the ball on offense and control it from our sideline with our offensive unit out there in the field the majority of the game.
And looking to St. Cloud Apollo, is there maybe a player or position group that you're keeping an eye on either side of the ball? They're athletes. They're skill position guys. They're running backs and quarterbacks. We don't know for sure who's going to be lining up where yet. The film that we had showed one of the starting quarterback taking an injury, and not coming back in, but he may be healthy enough to go. So we've been kind of playing with that. They have the guy that came in was their starting quarterback early in the season, and he's a dual threat. He runs the ball well. He can throw the ball well, and then they have other backs and other receivers that fit into their offensive scheme well, and can they really spread you apart on the field. So you have to be able to defend every part of the field. You can't just worry about what's happening right between the tackles with this team. You have to be able to spread it out, or be able to have your defense spread out and play out in space well. For sure. And speaking of injuries, is there any injuries for your team heading into tonight, or is the team relatively healthy?
The team is relatively healthy, as healthy as the team is going to be at week 9 of the football season. Going through the Northeast White sub-district is not the easiest thing to do, and to stay healthy. So, we're still missing our one player that we lost week 4 with a knee injury. So he won't come back at all this year, but he's on the sideline with us. But that's, that was our starting tight end. But other than that, we're as healthy as any other team out there.
Sounds good, Coach. And if that is it, is there anything else that you wanted to add?
No, just we're looking forward to a fun game out here tonight, and I hope people come out and watch us.
All right, Coach. Thanks so much again for joining me. It is greatly appreciated.
Thank you.
Embrace Orthodontics offers a unique specialized approach to orthodontic treatment with custom braces or Invisalign. The team at Embrace loves getting to know their patients personally and takes the time to make sure all your questions are answered. Their board-certified orthodontists use only the latest in modern technology to give you the best outcome possible. They work with your insurance company and offer flexible financing options to fit your budget. Call today to set up your free exam and see how Embrace Orthodontics can transform your smile. More online at embracemn.com. That's embracemn.com.
Once again, I want to thank head coach Troy Erickson of the Mora Mustangs for taking time to do that interview with me. Greatly appreciated. It means a lot for me to be able to get that word from the coaches and hear what they have to say about the upcoming matchups, about the seasons, about their teams, and just see what their thoughts are coming up and going forward. As our game just about 5 minutes away from kickoff, we're getting our final warm-ups in. Our starting lineups then will be announced with our national anthem, and then we'll be set for kickoff here in Mora for this Section 5-3A playoff game between the Mora Mustangs and the St. Cloud Apollo Eagles. Once again, looking at the bracket, Mora comes into this at 3-5, and again, you wouldn't normally think a 3-5 team would get a 3 seed, but just because of the way the section went this year, there were only 2 teams that ended the season with at least a 500 record or better. That was Annandale with an 8-0 record, and Foley with the number 2 seed at 4-4. Then we had 3 or 4 teams. It was 3 at 3-5. That was Mora, Malacca, and St. Cloud Cathedral. Then you had St. Cloud Apollo with 1 win, 1-7, and Pine City and Spectrum at 0-8. Now, I'm not sure why, and it may be because they just didn't have the players or the health-wise they couldn't. But Spectrum is not in the playoffs. This should be an 8-team section, but Spectrum did not get put in the playoffs. They are not playing this year in the playoffs. Again, it could be health-wise. It could just be numbers that they don't have enough for the playoffs, so sadly they will not be playing in the playoffs. But a lot of games going on tonight. Pine City in Foley. Malacca is hosting St. Cloud Cathedral. And over down just south of us, Bram is hosting Southridge in Section 5. Or 7 single A, not 5, 7 single A. So a lot going on our airways and in our local listening area with our local teams. So stay tuned. We'll keep you up to date as well as we can with all of that going on around us. Of course, this game being played on the brand new turf, Bergloff Dice Field at the brand new Mora High School. If you have not been able to see this beautiful facility, I would 100% recommend coming out and checking it out. It is a beautiful, beautiful place to play football. You've got the beautiful turf field, new field, and then you've got the brand new high school in the background, which is just awesome to see. I've been in there. I was able to take a tour before the school year started, and it was phenomenal. It was awesome to be able to see that. I've got to call a few games in that brand new gymnasium. Can't wait to call more games in there for basketball as well. So it's a brand new, very, very well-built school, and I commend them for what they did. Just an awesome job, and I know the students love it. The faculty loved it, or love it, I should say. And yeah, it's an awesome school. But looking back at our game now, Mora, again, they got off to a little bit of a slow start, someone consider, because when you look at their schedule, not easy at all. They played 2 4A schools. Both of those are Duluth, Denfeld, North Branch. They're in the top couple seeds in their sections. So you look at those 2 schools, they lost by 12 points to Denfeld, and then they were leading at halftime over North Branch 14-13, I believe was the score. So unfortunately, they got shut out in the second half. But a very good competitive game there in those first 4 games where they went 0-4. They lost to Two Harbors the first game on this brand new field, 28-14. But again, it was a game in which they were in till the very end. It felt like, man, they were one play away from being right back in it. Esco was a different story. Esco was just I'll say it right now, the best team in the state right now. And then North Branch, as I mentioned. But then they were able to go on the road, get a victory over Pine City, 38-0. But then they lost to Pequot Lakes here at home, 35-18. And again, another game in which they felt like they were in which they felt like they should have probably won that game. And to play that competitively against a team who's in the top 10 teams in the state right now in Class 3A is very, very good for this Mora team. It is, I think, just a huge confidence booster. Now, yeah, of course they lost, which is not what you want, but if you're the Mustangs, you got to be looking and going and saying to yourself, we could have beat Pequot Lakes, who's a top 10 team in Class 3A, and then they beat Hibbing 45-14 and beat Proctor 47-14. So again, in their 3 wins, they held teams to under 15 points and scored nearly 40 or over 40 points per game in their 3 wins. So here tonight, they're looking for another one of those performances, looking for that offense to get going early. Look back at some of those games. It looks like that offense has gotten going early, and they hope to continue that here tonight. Their defense has stepped up in a big way as of late, and they'll look to keep that going here tonight. They'll face another spread type of offense in St. Cloud Apollo. And they did that with Two Harbors. Two Harbors had a ton of speed, but I think Mora did an okay job. It was just a few times the defenders got caught a little bit, not looking back at the ball. Otherwise, we probably would have been talking about a few more turnovers in that game. Our pregame festivities are completed, and now it's time to get our national anthem and our starting lineups. And when we get those wrapped up, we'll be back for kickoff here on 100.9 FM WCMP.
Hinkley Towing.
Hi, I'm on the side of the highway with a flat. Can you help me?
On the way.
Hinkley Towing?
Yep. How can we help?
We just had an accident and don't know where to bring the vehicle.
No sweat. We'll come out now and bring you back to our collision center.
Hinkley Towing. Experienced drivers, state-of-the-art trucks, and 24/7 service. For Hinkley Towing, call 320-385-4049 anytime. Hinkley Towing, 320-385-4049 anytime.
Wellia Health is here to keep you feeling your best so you can enjoy all the things you love best. You can count on us for your eye exams, mental health services, rehabilitation, wellness exams, urgent care, and much more. At Wellia Health, our goal is to help you live life well. Let Wellia Health help you get back to your best. Give us a call today to set up an appointment. 320-679-1313. WelliaHealth.org.
Today's WCMP deal of the day is Almost Yours Gun and Pawn in Mora. Get a $20 certificate for just $15. Good for new or used merchandise, ammunition, or firearms. Find this and other great deals at WCMPradio.com/deals.
Arrowhead Transit plays a pivotal role in bolstering the communities it serves. By providing accessible and reliable transportation, they ensure essential travel for work, education, and healthcare. Arrowhead Transit is customer-centric, continuously evolving to meet the needs of the community with initiatives like community outreach programs, job fairs, and educational workshops and more. Arrowhead Transit is more than just a transportation service. It is a vital part of the communities it supports. Your connection, your community. Arrowhead Transit. Your ride.
And it's just about time for our Kettle River Pizza kickoff here on WCMP. Kettle River Pizza will be the kickoff sponsor here, and just about set for said Kettle River Pizza kickoff. Kettle River Pizza is a great way to fundraise for your team. Visit kettleriverpizza.com to get started. Kettle River Pizza is the delicious locally made frozen pizzas. Pick one up on your way home from the game tonight, or stop into their Ascove location and buy in bulk and save. It's time to take a look at our starting lineups, and as we look over to the St. Cloud Apollo Eagles, their offense, it will be number 5 quarterback Davion Jackson, number 6 receiver Harvey Lottie, number 11, another receiver, Isaiah Washington. Another receiver, number 4, Maurice Brown. Then tight end, number 24, Garrett Hosh. Tight end, number 18, Parker Scholes. Then your lineman will be Deshaun Blommer, number 54. Number 64, Nick Reeder. Number 50, Christian Gunderson. number 63, Diego Maldonado, and number 56, Cody Adams, and 58, Ethan Jansen. That is the starting lineup offense for the St. Cloud Apollo Eagles. That is who they will have lining up on their offensive side. And taking a look at the Mustangs starting lineup as we try to battle the PA system. Of course, it'll be quarterback number 4, Nathan Nelson. Then your tight end, number 11, Devin McClanahan. Running backs, number 21, Brock Folkma, 22, Maverick Sutherland, and 28, Mason Nelson. Then to another tight end, it's 48, Bennett Pearson. Then the offensive line will be number 52, Carson Donahue. Number 54, Ole Baki. Number 60, Jared Yates. Number 68, Ben Everson. And number 73, Brock Peterson is how you say it. I played with the Yates in semi-pro football a few years back over in Ogilvie. I don't know if that's the same Yates, but it is interesting to see that there is a Yates on the field for Mora. Again, I don't know if it is the same Yates that I had the awesome ability to play with in semi-pro a few years back, but you never know. You never know. So we are just about set for a kickoff here. The Kettle River Pizza kickoff here inside Mora High School, the Bergloff Dice Field, the brand new turf field here this year for the Mora Mustangs. And taking a look, trying to see who is going to be kicking off. By the way, Bram is leading over Southridge in the first half, 29-0. So it looks like Bram will be headed on to the next round where they will get to host again on Saturday. Based on how they announced the lineups, I would assume that Mora would be kicking the ball away, but you never know. You always want to be safe than sorry, so we'll wait for the teams to get lined up. Both teams getting their final words of encouragement and advice, and then we'll be set here for the Kettle River Pizza kickoff. It will be St. Cloud Apollo kicking it away. Mora will start with the ball. The Kettle River Pizza kickoff is, if your team is looking for an easy way to raise funds for your organization, visit KettleRiverPizza.com. The easiest and cheesiest way to fundraise. The Kettle River Pizza kickoff. The Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard shows 12 minutes on the board. Embrace Orthodontics custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners with 3 locations, Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge. EmbraceMN.com. 2 Mustangs are back deep to return. We've got the Eagles looking to boot it away. And here we go. And there's the boot from the kicker, Jackson Bobick. And it's taken in by the Mustangs inside their own 20. Cuts it out to the left side of the field, up at the 30, to the 35, to the 40. Breaks the tackle, 45, 50. He's gone! Mustangs take it back on the opening kickoff. Touchdown, Mora! Brock Folkema from 83 yards out returns the kick for 6. And that's one way to start a playoff game. My goodness. One cut was all Brock Folkema needed, and he was gone. What a start. So they will line up to go for 2. They break that huddle quickly, of course. Nelson up to the line of scrimmage, takes the snap. He's going to give it off the left side. I believe that's Sutherland. And he'll get into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. And that makes it 8-0 on the Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Well, Mora's offense didn't even need to touch the field, and they scored 8 points on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Embrace Orthodontics, their doctors are committed to providing world-class orthodontic care in a friendly and comfortable atmosphere. EmbraceMN.com. What a start here for Mora. The 83-yard kick return touchdown to put them up 8-0, and we're 14 seconds into the game. Couldn't ask for much better if you're Mora. Now it looks like Southridge has scored in that Bram game, by the way. So Bram's still up 29-6, right at about halftime. But Brock Folkema, what a return. Got great blocking, and we can't talk about the return without talking about the blocking that he had on said return. He started on the far side of the field. Now, that far side is going to be the right side for me as I look at it, or if you want to go directional-wise, it's the east side. So he started on that far side, the east side, cut it back to the left, made one cut at the 35 to get upfield, and broke a tackle and was gone. His speed could not be matched, and he brought it all the way back for the touchdown. The Mustangs will kick it away. It'll be Lars Brockmuller who will kick it away for the Mustangs. 2 Apollo Eagles are back deep to return. So Brockmuller will get set to kick it away for the Mustangs. No, they aren't kicking it off to begin the game. They're kicking it off after a kick return touchdown. This will be taken in at their own 11-yard line up to the 20 to the 25. He'll be wrapped up there, and that's where the Apollo offense will start. Now, Apollo has used 2 quarterbacks here this year, but the starting quarterback will be number 5, Davian Jackson. They have also used left-hander Tristan Kowalkowski on the year as well at that quarterback spot, with Jackson shifting out to receiver. So it'll be interesting to see how they decide to use that here tonight. But again, the starting quarterback, I should say, will be Jackson for the Eagles. They'll come out with 2 receivers out wide right in the formation. Nobody on the left side, a tight end over there. Running back to his right, that's going to be Brown. Brown will get the handoff to the left side up to the 25-30. He's got some room, and he's got some wheels as well as he quickly gets up near the 35. That'll be close to a first down. I think they'll mark him a yard short as he went out of bounds on that far side of the field. Gain of 9 there for Maurice Brown. He's technically not listed as their running back. He's technically listed as their receiver, as he is both their leading rusher and receiver here this year. So he does it really all for this Apollo Eagles team. They'll line up with trips on the right side of the formation with the Eagles. Jackson in the gun, and running back to his right. He takes the snap, and he'll fake, he will give it off that time, and up past the 35 to the 40. Running back gets it to a first down. It's a gain of, call it 6 there for the running back.
Schultz carries the ball for a first down.
Scholes.
First and 10.
Parker Scholes, number 18, with the carry that time. Again, trips to the right. He'll give it off to Scholes again off the left side of the formation. He had a little bit of a lane to run through, and that was closed quickly as he was ripped down at the 43. It'll be a gain of 3 there for Parker Scholes.
Schultz carries it again for the Eagles.
And that'll make it 2nd down and 7 now, with under 10.5 to go here in the first quarter. Mustangs lead 8-0. Again, the spread offense can be very dangerous. You can run many different things out of it. So as a defense, Mora has a lot on their plate. Jackson will look. He'll take the snap. He'll throw it out to Brown, his leading receiver. He catches it at the 50, tries to make a defender miss, but a great open field tackle that time by the Mustang player, although he does get it to the other 49, so it's a gain of 8 for Maurice Brown. That'll give them a fresh set of downs, and Jackson's got a nice arm there that he's just showed off. Little flick of the wrist, and he's able to get it 8 yards downfield. Made it look effortless. 2 receivers on the right side of the formation now. Running back to his right, he'll hand it off to Brown. Brown off the left side of the line once again. Got a little bit of a lane to run through, but again, closes fairly quickly, and he'll pick up about 3 yards on that carry, will Maurice Brown. And that'll make it 2nd down again and 7 for the Eagles of St. Cloud Apollo. They're wearing their blue helmets, the red stripe down the middle of the helmet, the red face mask, the white pants and jerseys. You got the blue numbers outlined in red as well as the letters. Then you got the stripe on the pants with the 2 blue stripes and 1 red right in the middle. In the gun, you got 3 receivers right, 2 left. Now man in motion left to right. Jackson takes the snap. He'll hand it off. It's a jet sweep here to the receiver to the 40. Now he'll be bounced out of bounds. That's a decent gain there for number 11, Isaiah Washington on the carry.
Washington carries it.
And he'll get it to the 40 or 38, excuse me. Gain of about 7.
Timeout, Mora.
Again, that was Isaiah Washington on the carry of about 7. It's a first down now. We'll get a timeout called here by the Mora Mustangs. Interesting timeout. I think it's more or less of they're seeing something that maybe the players on the field are not grasping onto yet, and they just want to let them know, hey, you know, this is what we're seeing. We need you to see it as well. It's actually, believe it or not, it's not too bad of a night out here for some football. I know right before kickoff we were sitting at about 55 degrees. We're still sitting at about 54 right now. The wind is a typical Minnesotan saying, but it's really the wind that's making it as bad as it feels, I guess you could say. Again, it's not a bad night for football. It's actually very nice out, but that, again, it's the wind. The wind is definitely making a difference here. But the Mustangs are up 8-0 on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard with 9 minutes to go here in the first quarter. And how'd they get those 8 points? Well, Brock Folkema took the opening kickoff, 83 yards for 6, and then they punched it in for the 2-point conversion with Sutherland. But now Apollo is on a drive here inside Mora territory at the Mora 38-yard line. We got all 5 receivers stacked on the left side of the line. It's going to be a screen. I kind of figured Brown, he'll throw it out there. Brown trying to make a man miss at the 35, gallops forward, and will be taken down at the 31-yard line. Well, maybe they'll bounce it at the 32. We'll see. Looks like the 32, so a gain of 6 that time to Brown.
Second and 4, Eagles.
6-yard gain there for Brown on the receiver screen. That was an interesting formation. All 5 receivers were lined up over there, and usually you're not going to see that unless it's a screen. 2 receivers right, 1 left for the quarterback, Jackson. No running backs in the backfield. He takes the snap. It's going to be a QB keeper off the right side trying to use his patience, and then he is wrapped up. Excuse me, that might have been Brown. And it was Brown. So Brown on the keeper. We'll call him the Wildcat quarterback, but he's lined up there multiple times before on film as well. No gain for Brown on that one, and now it'll be 3rd down and 4 for the Eagles of St. Cloud Apollo. Of course, the Mustangs wearing their blue helmets, the white face mask, the black jersey and pants, blue letters and numbers outlined in white, and the blue stripe down the pant leg. You got 3 receivers out wide to the left, 2 on the right side for Jackson. Jackson sent a man in motion right to left. That's Washington. And this time it's not going to be a jet sweep. In fact, we're going to get our first flag of the game. And this looks to be false start by St. Cloud Apollo.
False start on the Eagles, 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
So 5 yards. It'll back them up and make it 3rd down and 9. It was a 3rd down and manageable there, but now you get 3rd down and what would be considered, I guess, long for Apollo. And now this will definitely change what they decide to do here with this 3rd down. They're down in 9, 2 receivers on each side of the formation for Jackson. Sends Washington in motion right to left. Washington, he'll fake the give. It'll be a keeper for Jackson, and he goes nowhere. It's back to the line of scrimmage, and I don't think anything else. Maybe picks up 2.
For a short gain, brought down by Everson.
Everson, you heard on the tackle. It'll be 4th down and about, that's 7. 4th and 7 now for Apollo. By the way, Southridge scored those 6 points on a 90-yard touchdown, so Bram not going to be too happy with that, but they still lead 29-6. They're going for it on 4th down with Apollo. Trips to the left, 2 receivers on the right for Jackson. Jackson surveys the defense. Takes the snap, he looks, he's got a man underneath, and then decides to chuck it deep. He's got a wide receiver, but he overthrew him. He had Washington deep, and if he had put just a little bit more air underneath that, that was a touchdown for Apollo, but just a little too much juice on that one, and it will be a turnover on downs. So the Mustangs will now officially get their first offensive possession, again, after they took that opening kickoff return, 83 yards for a touchdown from Brock Folkema, and now Nathan Nelson and company will head out to the field for their first offensive drive. Wind up here probably a little bit worse than it is on the field, I would guess. And now the Mustangs quickly get to the line. Nelson under center takes the snap. He'll give it up the middle. And that's going to be, no, he gave it off to the left side, and now bringing it out to the outside to the left side. That is a lot of speed, and that's Maverick Sutherland. Can he take it? He'll be pushed out of bounds inside the 20. What a run there for Maverick Sutherland. Woo, what a run. Maverick Sutherland from the 35 inside the 20 to the 17. My goodness. A 48-yard gain for Maverick Sutherland. They're going to go quick. They get to the line. They'll hand it off to Brock Folkman off the left side of the line. He's got a little bit of a lane to run through. He carries a couple of defenders inside the 5 and down to about the 3-yard line, it looks like. So a gain of 14 there for Brock Folkman. We are inside the Roddy Motors red zone. Don't even have a chance to talk about that Roddy Motors red zone because this Mustang offense moving so quickly. Roddy Motors red zone. The Roddy Motors in Mora voted best dealer in Kanabec County 2 years in a row. That's a repeat champion. Roddy Motors, 100 Pine Street, Mora. Roddy Motors in Mora, RODDYmotors.com. 2 plays, and the Mora Mustangs are inside the 5. They're at the 3, first down and goal. Nathan Nelson will hand it off to Sutherland. Can he finish it off? He will. Into the end zone, untouched. Mustang touchdown. Sutherland from 3 yards out gives the Mustang now a 14-0 lead. So the Mustangs only needed 3 plays to go 65 yards and extend their lead now 14-0. Nathan Nelson getting the call here from his coach on this 2-point conversion attempt. Gets the call, and by the time they break the huddle, they'll have under 10 seconds to go on the play clock. They do get it, and they get to the line so quickly, though, it probably won't make a difference. Hand off to Folkma, up the middle, and he's in. 2-point conversion is good. 16-0 is the lead here for the Mustangs on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard with 6:02 left here in the first quarter. The Mustangs lead 16-0 over St. Cloud Apollo. We'll take a quick commercial break here. We're from our fine sponsors. You're listening to Football on WCMP.
Dale's Heating and Appliance, your local heating and appliance expert, is committed to making your family's comfort their top priority. And now you can add water softeners to their list of expertise. Dale's now offers water softener sales or rentals along with installation, service, and salt delivery. So if your home needs quality water, make the call to your already trusted experts at Dale's, or just visit dalesheatingandappliance.com. dalesheatingandappliance.com.
Back here on WCMP 100.9 FM, WCMPradio.com. Of course, it is audio only, so no video, but audio only, and I will do my best to paint a clear picture for you if you're not able to make it out tonight. I know some people probably not able to make it out due to work, so if you're not able to make it and you're listening, thanks so much for tuning in tonight. Appreciate it. I'm so glad that I'm able to be out here and bring this game to you. Hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully I can, again, paint that best picture that I can for you. And I was a little bit confused on that last play. I thought they had given it up to Mason Nelson. And again, this Mora Mustang team does a great job on their fakes with that power T formation. And I thought Mason Nelson had it up the middle. He did not. It was not him. Instead, it was Sutherland who had it off that right side of the line, took it and bounced it out left and used his speed to get inside the red zone, Roddy Motors red zone. And then a few plays later, they would score. Kickoff here. Boom. By the Mustangs, and Apollo will have it, and they'll pick it up. They'll get it back to around the 30-yard line before being pushed out of bounds, and that's where their offense will take over. In fact, they'll move it back a yard to the 29, so not quite the 30 for Apollo. It will be the 29-yard line here for the Eagles. Jackson in the gun. Got 2 receivers left, 3 right, and he'll just keep it up the middle. He'll pick up a couple before that defensive line of the Mustangs corral him. Looks like a pickup of 4 to the 33 for Jackson.
Jackson with the keeper for 4 yards.
It'll be 2nd down and 6 now. After the stampede of Mustangs grab him. Pretty quick huddle there for Apollo. They'll come out. They got trips to the right. Running back to the right side of Jackson. He'll take the snap and he'll fake the give. Now over the middle. What a one-handed grab by Brown. Wow, what a catch to the 45. A gain of 13 there for Maurice Brown. Nice catch there by Maurice Brown. There's a reason why he not only runs the ball but catches it as well. And he just showed us why right there. What a catch for a gain of 13 to the 45. Trips right again for Apollo. Jackson running back to his right. That's going to be Schultz. And he'll fake the give again, looking over the middle to Brown. This time, Brown does not hang on to it, and he was hit hard and came down even harder. And he's able to get up. That's, oh, thank goodness. You never want to see anybody hurt. That's the last thing you want to see, especially in a playoff game. What could be the last game of the season for some teams, you just never want to see anybody get injured. That was a big hit put on by the safety, Forey. Trenton Forey came down like a rocket.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
I mean, Forey, he took a page out of the book of Harrison Smith. I mean, he came in like a rocket. I thought Brown had actually held on to it, to be totally honest, but that hit of the ground popped it out. Two receivers to the right of the formation. He'll have tight ends on either side. Will Jackson. He takes the snap. He'll give it off to Brown here off the left side. Brown trying to get past the 45. He'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe pick up a yard on the carry to the 46. It'll be 3rd down and long for Apollo on their own side of the 50. You heard Anderson's name being called out there. Yeah, they're happy to have Will Anderson back there. Their middle linebacker, he does a bunch for them, and they are so happy to have him back after missing the first few games. Two receivers right, one left. Running back to the right of Jackson. Jackson will take the snap. He'll roll out to his right, looking to his right side. Looking now, he'll throw. Late decision to throw. Maurice Brown, intended receiver. It goes over his head, incomplete. And Jackson's pass falls incomplete, out of bounds. Now sitting at 50% on the evening, 3 for 6. For about 27 yards passing. That was unfortunate. I think he maybe rushed that one a little bit. I think he wanted to kind of get set up, and I think if he was able to kind of stop on the rollout, able to set up, I think he might have been able to deliver that one, but unfortunately did not. So Apollo will look to punt it away here. At least they're in punt formation. They will. Here's the punt. It's a spiral kick. It'll bounce at the 20 and then roll past the returner into the end zone for a touchback. Probably best that it did roll past the returner because, man, that thing was coming in fast. I believe it's Forey. Yeah, Forey is the return man here for the Mora Mustangs. Another young man who they're very pleased to have back after he missed some time with an injury. They had some injuries early on in the season. Sadly, they did lose their starting tight end for the remainder of the season. That was Justin Norby. So it sucks to see him out, but well, the Mustangs have done really well with the next man up mentality. 4:04 to go here in the first quarter. Mustangs lead 16-0. Nathan Nelson under center. He'll give it off up the middle to Mason Nelson that time. And not a lot doing on that carry, maybe a gain of 1. Gain of 1. It'll be 2nd down and 9 on the Mason Nelson carry. Flock of Eagles get to him. I love it. Nelson will take in the play call from the sideline into the huddle. 2nd down and 9 with now under 3.5 minutes to go in quarter number 1. Bit of a slower moving quarter, but when you get a kickoff return for a touchdown to open the game, that's usually what happens. Brock Volkma on the carry off the right side of the line. He breaks through, had no lane to run through, and then gets taken out at the 35. We got a really late flag thrown in from the defensive backfield. This will be interesting to see what the call is here. That came in from the defensive backfield, the back judge. And I'll be interested to see what they call on this one. It's going to be hold. Oh, wow, holding on the offense.
Holding on the Mustangs. 10-yard penalty.
So erase the first down run. And it'll be the first penalty for the Mustangs on the evening. And this will back them up to the 11-yard line. The down marker needs to move. They're still stuck at 2nd and 9. Gotta locate the line of scrimmage. They haven't moved the down marker yet, and we may get a pause because of that. I guess they're not going to move it. There we go. They're starting. So it'll be 2nd down and 19 from the Mustangs' own 11-yard line. There we go. Referee helped him out. Got the down marker in place. Now we're set to go here. 2nd down and 19, Nathan Nelson under center. He'll give it off here to, that is Sutherland again, making defenders miss. And he is gone. Sutherland from 89 yards. Touchdown, Mustangs. It's Maverick Sutherland from 89 yards out. Holy cow. Sutherland said, 90 yards, no problem. 89 yards for Maverick Sutherland. Wow. Just a simple run off the right side of the line. He squeezed through that skinny hole and then just did the rest with his legs. I mean, he used that speed and pulled away. 22-0 on the Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard here. Mustangs lead. They're going to go for the extra point. Brock Mueller gets set for the PAT. Snap, spot, down, kick, up. Good. 23-0 after the PAT is the score and the lead for the Mora Mustangs on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Embrace Orthodontics, they'll leave you with a smile you'll embrace forever. Embrace Orthodontics, your customized smile journey starts with a free consultation. The team at Embrace Orthodontics wants to make your journey as seamless and convenient as possible with custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners. Find out more at embracemn.com. That's EMBRACEMN.com. Bram is up 36-6 at half over Southridge. That game has had a little bit of a longer pace as well, but it is playoffs. I don't think we should expect too much less for playoffs. I mean, it is playoffs. We should be expecting games to go a little bit longer. So the Mustangs up 23-0. Of course, that Malacca game underway as well as they host St. Cloud Cathedral. So far, our local teams on air, so good. And we can only hope that it continues in the playoffs. And hopefully we'll have not just one, not just two, but maybe a lot of local teams in the state tournament. Brock Mueller will kick it away, and they'll go with a little bit of trickery. The up man will pitch it back and to the 25-30, cuts it back up the field, and he'll be wrapped up and taken out at about the 35. Will the Apollo return? Again, the up back there for Apollo, Garrett Hosh, tossed it back to the returner, and he got it to the 35. So that's where the Apollo Eagles will start with it on their third possession. Last time out, they were able to get into Mustang territory, but not able to do anything more, as then they got backed up and had to punt it away. Two receivers left here for the quarterback, Jackson. He's got one to his right. Running back on the right side is Schultz. And he'll give the handoff to Schultz. He's looking off that left side line, and he's got nowhere to go. No gain on that one for Schultz. It'll be 2nd down and 10. 2nd down and 10 now for the Apollo Eagles. Under 2.5 minutes to go here. We're still in the first quarter. Mustangs leading 23-zip. Two receivers out right, one to the left here for quarterback Jackson, running back on his left side. Jackson takes the snap. He looks to his right. He's got his tight end open over the middle. He decides not to go that way. Now decides to chuck it deep, and it is just over his head, incomplete. Had his tight end open for a second, and I thought if he put just a little bit of air underneath it, he might be able to hit him as the defender, as the tight end, I should say, got some separation. That was, again, Garrett Hosh, the tight end, I thought he had gotten some separation enough to where if Jackson wanted to, if he put a little bit of air underneath, I thought he might have been able to drop it in there, but wanted to wait till he got a little bit further downfield to maybe even gain more separation, but good job by the Mora defender to get there and close in and not allow it to be a catch. It'll be 3rd down and long now for Apollo. 2 receivers right, 1 left. You got a tight end on the left side as well as the right. Jackson takes the snap. He'll roll out to his right. He'll look. He's looking downfield. Looking for Brown. He's got Brown. What a route there by Brown. He breaks off with 1 tackle past the 50, carrying defenders inside Mora territory to about the 48. Gain of 17 there for Maurice Brown on that catch. That was a nice route run there by Maurice Brown. It was a comeback route. He did a good job of acting like it's a go route, and then boom, right at that last second, stuck his foot in the ground, turned around, and that's who Jackson was looking for. Now, the one thing I would be concerned about if I'm Apollo is Jackson seems to be kind of locked in on one guy right from the snap. So if you're Apollo, you might want to have a word with him and say, hey, we can't be so locked in on just one guy. It'll be a screen out to the left side to Brown again. He's got some room to run, a lot of room to run, using his speed to get inside, deeper inside Mora Mustang territory, all the way to the, let's see, it'll be a gain of, looks like 23 to the 25. 23 yards for Brown. He has been the workhorse tonight. In fact, he's got most of their yards here tonight. All but 22 yards for the Apollo Eagles have gone to Brown. 2 receivers right, 1 on the left. Running back to the right side of the quarterback, Jackson. Tight end on the right side and left as well. He'll give it off here this time to Schultz. Schultz off the left side of the line. He'll be bounced out of bounds, but maybe picked up a couple as the clock will continue to roll under 1.5 minutes.
Schultz carries it.
Oh, maybe. Are they going to say no? Yeah, maybe a yard for Schultz. We'll give him the yard. So, not quite into the red zone yet, but Apollo closing in on it. 2 receivers right, 1 left, tight end on each side. Tight end on the right side, Running back to the left of the quarterback, Jackson. Jackson tried the hard count, almost worked. Now he's going to call out a play to his offense. Surveys the defense, takes the snap. He'll look to his right. Again, he's locked in on a receiver. He's got a man, Brown, touchdown. That was another good route run there by Brown, and that one's going to be good for a 25-yard touchdown catch. But again, if you're the Mustangs right now, you know where he's going. As soon as that ball has snapped, he is locked in on a receiver, and he is not going anywhere but there. So if you're the Mustangs right now, I think that's one thing you might be able to look at and start taking advantage of. They're hitting Brown right now. Again, he is their workhorse here tonight. But 22 yards have gone to Brown. They'll line up to go for 2, trailing 23-6 right now. Didn't even need to get into the red zone for the touchdown. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Tight end on the right side as well. Running back to the right of the quarterback, Jackson. Send a man in motion left to right. Now it'll be Chirp's right. Jackson will roll out to his right. He'll look into the end zone. No, it's dropped. Oh, he would have had a 2-point conversion easily, but that one is dropped by Isaiah Washington. So it will remain 23-6 here in the first quarter with 34 seconds to go on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. They'll do all the insurance heavy lifting for you. If you don't have insurance, ask about financing options. They'll find a plan to fit your budget at EmbraceMN.com. Still in the first quarter, and it's a 23-6 lead for the Mora Mustangs. 7 minutes left in the first half. Wow, what a quick game for Malacca. Malacca's already into the closing in on halftime. They have 7 minutes left before halftime, and it is a scoreless game there between St. Cloud Cathedral and Malacca Wolves. Malacca trying to get a victory and move on to the semifinals where they would play Annandale on Saturday. But they are hosting St. Cloud Cathedral, and only 7 minutes left before halftime there, and they're scoreless. I don't know what's more interesting, the scoreless fact or the fact that they're already 7 minutes before halftime. That game is moving swiftly. Our game, however, taking its time, but that's okay. It's been an action-packed first half. We have 29 points between these two teams in the first quarter. And And here's the boot. It's a side-winding spiral kick. It'll be taken in at the 15 by Brock Volkema. Volkema will head it up the field. He'll try to cut it out to the right side, and he's ripped down. And they're going to say the ball is out, but the referees say that he was down. That was a late ball that came out, if it did even come out. Referees say he was down, though. So Volkema will only get it to the 26-yard line. Apollo feels like they were maybe wronged that they should have the ball, but the way that the reaction was on that, it was so late that, it couldn't help but the knee have been down. So 23 seconds left in the first quarter. This might be the last play of the first quarter, unless it's a touchdown. The way this one's been going, I wouldn't be surprised if we'll get 2-3 more touchdowns by each team here before the end of the first. Nathan Nelson under center, and he'll hand it off to Volkema off the left side of the line, breaking through an arm tackle. Now the ball's on the ground. The ball's still up for grabs, still up for grabs. My goodness gracious, it's going to be Apollo ball. Holy moly. That ball changed hands about 3 different times. Wow. Volkema was stood up and then got that ball absolutely punched out. That'll be our first turnover of the game, and sadly it comes by the way of the Mustangs. So that's unfortunate. Brock Volkema had broken off a couple tackles, gotten near about a 5-yard gain, but then he was stood up and that ball was absolutely knocked out. Great job there by Apollo of doing a good job of standing him up and then knocking that ball out. But sadly, they do have an injury here due to the Eagles. Hopefully he's okay. Again, the last thing you want to see is an injury, period. You just never want to see an injury, period. But to see it in a playoff game, it sucks that much more. So hopefully he's okay. But again, talking about that play, the Apollo Eagles thought that they had forced a fumble on the kick return. The way everyone reacted, it seemed so late that it just felt like he was down. I didn't have a great look at it, I'm not going to lie. That was on the opposite side of the field. I don't have magic view that I can just tune into. But one play later, Volkema broke through some arm tackles, did a good job to get Skinny through the hole, and then he was stood up near the 30, and that ball was just simply punched out by the Eagles. And now they do recover it with the ball on the Mustang 29-yard line. But again, an Apollo Eagle is down. We hope that he's all right, and maybe it's just a cramp, maybe just got something a little bit twisted, and hopefully he's able to get up and go once again in this game. But yeah, Apollo gets the first turnover of said first quarter that has lasted a good amount. We're still not at the end of the first quarter, and coming up on 40 minutes played since kickoff. Of course, the kickoff return for touchdown to open the game by Brock Volkema was 83 yards long. And then they would score twice from Sutherland from 3 yards, and then one from 89 yards out. And then just recently, Apollo would score on a 25-yard passing touchdown to Maurice Brown to get them back onto the scoreboard. We're not yet out of the first quarter, 15 seconds to go, and Apollo has it and could be looking to score again, and that would really change the tonality of this game. You got the Mustangs who are up 23-0. Then Apollo put together a drive, scored, and now have gotten the ball back on a turnover. So if you're Mora right now, you need a big stop on defense, whether it's a turnover or just a turnover on downs. You need a big stop. Of course, I should mention that is a Haley Newman of Keller Williams Realty turnover. Haley Newman, looking to buy or sell your property, Haley Newman of Keller Williams Realty. You can contact her at 320-469-6868. She's turning over the key to your new home. That is a Haley Newman of Keller Williams Realty turnover. That gives the ball back to Apollo on the Mustangs 29-yard line. Trips to the left here. Tight end on the right side for Jackson. He's going to give it off. And no, he'll keep it himself. He's got nowhere to go, and he's taken down back at about the 40-yard line. A sack there for a stampede of Mustangs. Looks like they'll spot him at the 38. Either way, it's a loss of 9 on the sack.
Jackson is sacked.
And that will finally be the end of the first quarter, what has been a long first quarter with 29 points being scored in that first quarter between the two teams. But the Mustangs do lead after the end of the first on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. The team over there believes the results of a remarkable orthodontic experience should last a lifetime. They'll keep your smile transformation where it needs to be with a lifelong retention program at EmbraceMN.com. 23-6 is the lead for the Mustangs. Take a quick commercial break. We'll be back for the start of the second quarter.
Joe Keyport here, the news director for Q Media Group. Find all the local news you're looking for on the top of the hour from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Friday, or go to our website, WCMPradio.com.
Hey, you looking for a reliable propane supplier? Look no further than Burnett Dairy Propane. Proud to serve you, providing top-notch propane services all year round, offering convenient delivery options and flexible payment plans that suit your schedule and budget. Trust the experts in the field, Burnett Dairy Propane. Call them today at 715-689-1032 or visit them online at burnettdairy.com. Burnett Dairy Propane, your dependable propane partner.
Getting ready to start the second quarter. It's a 9-yard loss on the sack, so it'll be second down and 19 from the 39-yard line for Apollo. Switch sides of the fields. Now Apollo will be heading north to the north end zone, and Mustangs will try and defend that end zone. Well, they'll be going and trying to score in the south. Jackson takes the snap. He's going to be looking for Brown on the comeback route. They'll try to hit him again, and what a route again, and he's going to make the catch inside the 15. They'll spot him right at the 25. That was close. To the 25, a gain of 14 for Brown. So now third down and medium here for the Eagles as they're at the 25-yard line. I mean, Jackson really hasn't looked anywhere else. He is wanting Brown and Brown alone. And again, if you're the Mustangs, that's one thing you got to key off on is maybe, I don't think you should double him per se, but just tell the person who's guarding him, hey, you're going to have to stick to him like glue. You're going to have to do just a little bit better job because they're targeting him. They will double him here. And now Jackson's going to go down on another sack. Sack back behind the 30-yard line. And on third and medium, he'll be sacked back at what looks like the 33. It's a loss of 7 on that sack. So now fourth down and long here for the Eagles of St. Cloud Apollo. Let's see what they do. I'm guessing they'll try and go for it down 23-6, but, I mean, you could technically punt it and play field position if you really want. But at this point, it's a playoff game. Might as well try. Under 11.5 to go here, second quarter. Two receivers right, one on the left for Jackson, the quarterback. He'll roll out to his right. Who do you think he's looking for? Brown. He'll get past the first down marker. He breaks off a sack. Looking to the end zone, showing off the arm talent in the end zone. Oh, my goodness. Brown again, touchdown. 33 yards on fourth down. If you're the Mustangs, you got to realize that's the only guy he's looking for. There's no one else that he is looking for but Brown, and there's a reason. Brown is just continuing to make plays, and if you're the Mustangs, it didn't look like he gave up on the play per se, but it did look like he started to lose where Brown was, and in that situation right there, you cannot lose someone like Maurice Brown because he is so dangerous, and he can make the plays like that, and Jackson has got an arm to deliver that type of ball, and he shows it off right there. 23-12 is the score after that Maurice Brown connection from Jackson on the 33-yard touchdown, and what's going to sting even more for the Mustangs is that was on fourth down. One more play, knock the ball down, anything, and you get the ball back and don't allow them to score. But now the turnover turns into points, and now they're looking to go for 2 to try and make it 23-14. Maurice Brown will be the Wildcat quarterback. He'll look, and he'll probably take it himself, but he is wrapped up, nowhere to go. Nowhere to go for him that time, and he'll be stopped. So maybe a silver lining there. But again, if you're the Mustangs, it's not ideal. Fourth down and long, and you allow them to get a touchdown from 33 yards out to Brown. Again, it just looked like the defender, he got beat, but I think he lost Brown. I think he might have thought the play was over because Jackson had broken off a sack. But you can't give up on those and again, I'm not saying he did because I know he didn't, but you just got to stick with him. You got to know that you have to run with him until you hear the whistle, and even after the whistle, because Brown is the guy Jackson's going to. I mean, at this point, if you're the Mustangs, you just got to say to yourselves, hey, he's going to go to Brown, and until he doesn't go to Brown, you just got to stick with him. Maybe even put 2 on him at this point. That's my advice. Take it or leave it, I guess. No, of course, I'm kidding. This Mustang team, they'll get that figured out, but, give credit to Apollo. They're doing a good job. And when getting a little brutal up here on top of the press box, but still a beautiful night. This could easily be a whole heck of a lot worse, and I'm glad, though, for the weather we have late in October, closing in on November. Beautiful weather. And here's the boot. It'll be a spinning, spiraling kick, and he's down. He tried to get up and return it, but he was down. One of the up men will take it, and his knees were down past the 30. We'll see where they spot him.
Mustangs take over. 1st and 10.
College and high school, as soon as your knee touches, no matter where the ball is at, it is down by contact. You don't have to be touched. It's just you're down. So the Mora offense, you might think to yourself, well, Apollo scored 12 straight points. The offense has gone stale. No, not the case. They've had 1 turnover, and that has led to points, and Apollo did put together a nice drive, so got to give them credit where it's due. Quickly with the snap to Sutherland. He'll get up near the 35 and then be wrapped up. Great block downfield there by the Mustangs. And, of course, they help him up after the block. That's what you love to see in a game like this. Although it's playoffs, the emotions are running high, still the sportsmanship being shown. Meanwhile, that was a Sutherland carry for 4 yards. He's well up over that 100-yard mark today, closing in on 150 already. So 4-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 6 for the Mustangs on their own 35-yard line. And again, if you're the Mustangs, you've popped some big plays, and you might be thinking to yourself, oh, man, let's try and get another one. Let's try and get another one. But you got to remember, not every play is going to go 50-plus yards. You got to take it play by play and just take what the defense gives you. And that's what Folkema does here on this carry off the left side of the line to the 40, carrying a defender, breaks off of one, spins off another. To the 45 is where they'll spot looks like they'll get to the 47, where they'll stop him on the forward progress. But it's a gain of 12 there for Brock Folkema. Folkema did a really good job there. Again, like I mentioned, just taking what the defense gave him, following his blockers, not trying to do too much. And I think one of the things that if you're Mora, that you could easily try to do here is just bounce everything out and try to use your speed, because that is what has been working here in the first half or in the first quarter. Is you just bounce it really outside and you've been able to get those big gains, but they're staying within themselves and not doing anything too crazy. Give this time up the middle to Mason Nelson, and he'll get to about the 49. Gain of 2. Or excuse me, that was Sutherland on the carry again for 2.
Sutherland carries the ball down to the 49-yard line.
So only a gain of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8 now for the Mustangs. Under 9 minutes to go here in the 2nd quarter on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. 2nd quarter, a little bit faster moving quarter. Of course, the 1st quarter took 40-plus minutes, and there were 29 points scored in that 1st quarter. Crazy. They'll give off the right side here to Sutherland. Sutherland breaks off of 1 tackle, then falling forward after being taken down from behind to about the 47 in Apollo territory.
Sutherland carries the ball.
Gain of about 4 for Sutherland. And it'll be 3rd down and about 4.
3rd and 5 for the Mustangs.
3rd and 4, 3rd and 5. We'll call it a long 4. We'll compromise. So 3rd down and medium for the Mustangs. Nelson under center, power T formation. Tried the hard count. Apollo not biting. They did a good job putting their earmuffs on, as we like to say. Nelson will try to line back up under center. Takes the snap. He'll give it off to Folkema. Folkema just following his blockers. Getting up. 1st down, Mustangs. And again, not doing too much, just following his blockers. Gaining 7 to the 40. They'll spot him at the 41. It's a gain of 6 there for Folkema and a 1st down. And again, not doing too much, just following his blockers, taking what the defense gives him, and holding on to the ball. That's the other part of it too. So it'll be first down and 10 inside the Eagles territory at the 41-yard line, creeping up on now 7.5 minutes to go here in the first half. Mustangs leading 23-12. It's a keeper here for the quarterback, Nathan Nelson, trying to stiff arm a man. He stiff arms that and holds that stiff arm for a chunk of yards down to about the 32-yard line. Gain of 9 for Nathan Nelson. He had that stiff arm. He held that stiff arm on that defender for about what seemed like 6-7 yards. That's tough to keep your arm extended that long, especially against a defender. Nice job there, though, by Nathan Nelson. His first carry of the night goes for 9. And it'll be second down and 1 at the Apollo 32-yard line. Quickly to the line, Nelson under center, takes the snap, and he'll give it off up the middle. I don't know if it was Sutherland or Mason Nelson on the carry, but it's a first down nonetheless inside the 30. It was Mason Nelson on the carry to the 28, so a gain of 4 for Mason Nelson. Only one carry up to that point. But again, ball spotted at the 28-yard line. Mustangs doing a good job on this drive. Just this is more like the Mustang offense we're used to seeing. Just taking time off the clock, running a bunch of plays. Nathan Nelson will keep it himself again. Makes one defender miss on the shimmy shake and then taken down. Wow, what a great tackle there by the ankles. He'll get it up to the 20. Well, it looks like they're spotting it more at the 24. Yeah, at the 24. So gain of 4 for Nathan Nelson. Second down and 6 now. Ball spotted at the 24. Almost inside that Roddy Motors red zone. 23-12. Mustangs lead. Now 5:45 to go here in the first half. Mustangs trying to extend that lead. They were up at one point 23-0. Nelson under center takes a snap. He'll give it up the middle there to Sutherland, and Sutherland has a good carry, continuing to carry the ball, and he's not taking down Dragon defenders inside the 15 to about the 13. That's a gain of 11 for Maverick Sutherland. Well, a gain of 12 as they spot him at the 12. And now it will be inside the Roddy Motors red zone. So we'll have another trip inside the Roddy Motors red zone here this evening for the Mora Mustangs. Roddy Motors red zone is brought to you by, of course, Roddy Motors here in Mora. SUVs, pickups, sedans, maybe even a camper. Talk to Joe at Roddy Motors in Mora and see what he's got on the lot now. Joe Rademacher of Roddy Motors is a United States Marine. So if you're a veteran looking for a new vehicle, go talk to a fellow vet who will get you squared away. Roddy Motors red zone, the Mustangs, their second trip inside said Roddy Motors red zone. They lead 23-12, trying to extend that lead. We did have an injury to an Apollo Eagle quick. He was able to get up and walk off the field off under his own power. Under 5.5 to go. Clock will now run after the injured player gets off the field. Nathan Nelson will bring in the play call to the huddle as his team trying to extend their lead, leading 23-12 over St. Cloud Apollo. Takes the snap, gives it off to Folkema. Folkema, oh, he tripped. Folkema, I don't think he knew which way he was going to go. He had the decision to either bust it out wide or cut it up the middle, and I think he got stuck between it. Maybe got a little bit too happy feet with that one. Maybe got a little bit too much of his feet going as he is taking down no gain. Ball is spotted at the 13-yard line. I think that's where he got it to. Now 4.5 to go here in the second quarter. Again, inside the Roddy Motors red zone. Mustangs lead 23-12, trying to add on to their 11-point lead. Nathan Nelson under center. Takes the snap, gives up the middle. No, he'll keep it himself. He busts it out to the right side. Got one man to beat, lowering the shoulder into the end zone. Touchdown, Mustangs! Nathan Nelson with the 13-yard carry for the touchdown, and that'll make it 29-12. Nathan Nelson, again, one of the things that this Mustang team does so well is fake and carry out their fakes, and I think that's what that it confuses teams so much as to what they're doing or where they're going. Half the time, I don't even know what's happening, and great job there by Nathan Nelson on the fake, and then lowered the shoulder at about the 2 to get into the end zone. And now they will line up to go for the extra point. Brock Mueller will try and attempt the Point after. Spot, down, snap. Kick is up, and it is good. So it's 30-12. The Mustangs extend their lead now to 18. And they lead on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners with 3 locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge. Their doctors are committed to providing world-class orthodontic care in a friendly and comfortable atmosphere. Start today, of course. They will leave you with a smile you'll embrace forever. EmbraceMN.com. That's EMBRACEMN.com. 4:15 left to go here in the first half. Mustangs with a 30-12 lead over the St. Cloud Apollo Eagles. If they win, they would be on to the semifinals, and it depends on who they would play. If Pine City wins over Foley, they would get to host that game on Saturday. If Foley wins over Pine City, they would travel to Foley for that game on Saturday afternoon. Of course, I believe that is going to be set for a 2 o'clock kickoff. We'll go ahead and check here. The bracket, yeah, it would be 2 o'clock at the high seed. So, and that would again be on Saturday. So if the Mustangs win here today, they would await the winner to see who won between Foley and Pine City. If Pine City beats Foley, they would host Pine City on Saturday. If Foley beats Pine City, they would travel to Foley with the Mustangs. Here's the boot from Brockmuller. It'll be rolling inside the 50, taken, and now carried to the far side of the field by the returner. At the 30, makes a man miss to the 35, to the 40. Pushed out of bounds past the 40, and that is where the now Apollo Eagles will take over on offense. 4:08 to go. And we'll see where they spot it here. They'll spot it closer to the 45 than I thought. Well, maybe not. Looks like at the 41 is where they'll say he went out. So it'll be the 5th possession for St. Cloud Apollo. Their last 2 have been pretty good. They've scored, put 12 points up on the board, and they'll look to continue that. But if you're the Mustangs, one guy you're looking at, Maurice Brown. Trips left here for the quarterback, Jackson. 2 receivers on the right side of the formation. Jackson sends a man in motion right to left. Takes the snap. It'll be the jet sweep to him, and that is number 11, I believe, and he'll be pushed out at about midfield. That is Washington on the carry. Isaiah Washington gets it to the 50-yard line, and actually they're going to spot him on the Mustangs 48. So it's a gain of 11. Gain of 11 there for St. Cloud Apollo. Now they're trying to get the run game going a little bit here, trying to confuse Mustangs a little bit because the Mustangs have just been pretty much playing pass coverage, and now they're using the jet sweeps to get them off of that pass game a little bit. Ball inside the Mustang 50 at the 48-yard line. Trips right here for Jackson. 2 on the left side for him. Excuse me, that is Brown. And Brown will hand it off this time to Washington again, off the right side on the jet sweep. Tries to make a defender miss, but he is wrapped up at the 45 and taken down for a 3-yard gain. 3-yard gain that time. Brown with the handoff to him. And that's why this Apollo offense is very interesting. They've lined up Brown and Jackson back there, but they've also had the left-handed quarterback line up there as well this season, and Jackson, the quarterback, line up at receiver. So you just never know with this Apollo squad, and that's what they'll do here. The quarterback, Jackson, lined up in the slot on the left side. Brown back as the Wildcat quarterback, and he'll keep it this time. He's got some room to run off the right side, and oh my goodness, what an open field tackle there by Mora. Otherwise, he was gone. He was going to leave everybody in a wake of dust, or pellets, I guess. He gets the carry to about the 35-yard line. It would be a gain of 10 for Brown, but now, sadly, for the Eagles, Maurice Brown is down. And that's unfortunate. Again, never, ever want to see anybody injured, but especially in a playoff game. And now your star player for the Eagles, Brown, down on the field getting tended to. And still down. So we'll take a commercial break. We'll be right back. You're listening to Playoff Football on WCMP.
Aw, man. Hinckley Collision.
Hell no. My new car?
Hinckley Collision is the right decision. Fender benders, major accident damage, or hail damage. Hinckley Collision is the right decision. With 24/7 towing and fast, friendly, professional service, their collision department will get you back on the road in no time. With decades of experience dealing with insurance carriers, make the call today. 320-384-7002. 320-384-7002.
Kettle River Pizza is a proud supporter of sports teams and community organizations. Local groups and teams across the state have had amazing success with Kettle River Pizza fundraising. From sausage and pepperoni to chicken Alfredo or the hot Hawaiian, the cheesy deliciousness practically sells itself. Visit KettleRiverPizza.com to schedule your next fundraiser. It's so easy to get started. Got a pizza craving now? Pick up a Kettle River Pizza at your local grocery store or convenience store today.
There has never been a better time to sell your home. Get a fast cash offer today and have your money in as little as 7 days. Any house, any condition. They will make you an offer the same day and pay you in as little as 7 days. City lots, lake lots, land, does not matter. They want to buy it. If you are ready to sell your home, let Haley Newman with Keller Williams Premier Realty give you a fast cash offer or help get you into the home of your dreams today. Contact her at 320-469-6868.
Maurice Brown was helped off the field. Didn't look good. It looked like it might have been an ankle, so he'll go get 10-2 on the sideline, and we can only hope that he's okay and can work back into the game. Meanwhile, the Apollo Eagles will line back up, and they'll hand it off here to Schultz. Schultz tries to go off that right side of the line, and he is wrapped up by a whole herd, if you will, of Mustangs. No gain on the play there for Schultz, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Although Apollo is putting together yet another drive here, and the Mustangs, they would like to make a big stop. 2:20 to go, get the ball back and score, but you gotta hold Apollo off the scoreboard. They'll send a man in motion from right to left. This time the quarterback Jackson will keep it himself, makes a man miss. He's gonna use his speed and gets near the first down, maybe a first down. Looks like they'll give him the first down on the I don't know. Yep, they will on the, we'll see. The ball will be spotted at the 24, so gain of 11 there for Davian Jackson. 1st down and 10 just outside of the Roddy Motors red zone. 2 minutes to go now on the Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard here in the first half. Mustangs still lead 30-12. Apollo on the move, though. Inside the Mustangs 25-yard line. Man in motion from right to left. Jackson will keep it once again off the right side of the line. Very patient on the carry. He'll get a good chunk there all the way down to what looks to be the 16. It'd be a gain of 8 for Davian Jackson. And now we'll get a timeout here by St. Cloud Apollo. It'll be their first. Oh, nope. Nope. Instead, it's a timeout for the Mustangs. Initially, the referees had pointed to the Eagles, but they will say no, and it will be a Mustang timeout. They'll be left with 140 left on the board. So, if you're the Mustangs now what you have to worry about is making a stop here on the next 3 downs, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Try and get the ball back for your offense and try and go down the field with not a lot of time left, because Apollo will have a few timeouts if you're able to make the stop. They'll probably have to call a few to try and get themselves into the end zone again. So you take, 5 seconds off, maybe 7 per play. That gets you down under a minute and a half if you're able to hold them. If Apollo does call a timeout after a play, because Mora will have 1 left, that would be 3rd down. Then Apollo would have to call one on a 4th. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see. It was a quick timeout, though, between both of these teams. Apollo and Mora back out onto the field. Apollo trips to the left. Jackson running back on the left side of him. He's going to look. He rolls to his left just a little bit. He breaks out of 1 sack, and then he's taken down, and he might have had a receiver in the area. That was close, but I think they're going to say he did have a receiver in the area. It was close. It was really darn close, but I think that receiver was just in the area enough for it not to be intentional grounding. But it is incomplete, so that will stop the clock. So if you're the Mustangs, that's a plus play for you. You get the incompletion, plus you stop the clock, and now 3rd down and 2. You have to make 2 more stops on Apollo. We'll have two receivers out wide to the right, and good news for Apollo. Maurice Brown's back in, but if you're the Mustangs, now you got to have Trenton Forey, that safety, head over top, and now they'll send Brown in motion from right to left, but now the quarterback Jackson will hold on to it, and he's near the end zone. Did he dive enough? He did. A 16-yard rushing touchdown there for the quarterback Davion Jackson. So now if you're the Mustangs, yes, they did score, but you've got a minute 28 to go for a chance for yourselves to get back onto the board as well. All of a sudden, though, for Apollo, they've gotten something going on offense, and if you're the Mustangs, you're looking at the defense right now and saying you have got to step up and make a stop. This Apollo offense has gotten into a rhythm, and it's on you now to make that stop. Apollo, of course, will line up to go for two. So far, no good on the 2 points here tonight, but trying to change that here with this one, trailing now by 12. Two receivers out wide to the right, one to the left. Jackson with the running back to his right. He'll roll out to his right, and he's got Brown open. Back across his body, intercepted, flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
Well, they completely stopped the play, so I'm guessing this might be a late false start call. They completely stopped the play with what should have been an interception.
Bouncers on the Mustangs.
Oh, wow, holding on the Mustangs. I mean, it's a penalty no less, but to stop a play for a holding call I've never heard of. Either way, it's the Mustangs' second penalty of the night. Yeah, that's strange. I've never heard of a play being stopped due to a holding call. So we'll see trips to the right now for Apollo. Two receivers on the left. I'm guessing they'll try and go back to Brown. If not, they'll send a man in motion, and it'll be the quarterback keep in for two. 30-20 now is the score. We've had 50 points scored here in the first half. And if you're Mora, yeah, you do have the lead and your offense is moving the ball, but your defense has not been able to make a stop on the last three drives Apollo has had. That's going to be something that's going to have to be addressed at halftime. After the first two, you really, turnover, and you were just able to just make a huge stop. Now they score on their last three. So something's got to change if you're the Mustangs on defense. But offensively, you've been able to move the ball, take time off the clock. Oh my goodness, it is 42-0 Foley over Pine City in the first half. So Foley looks to be on their way to a win. And if that's the case and Mora does win, Foley would host Mora on Saturday. So on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard, Mustangs still lead 30-20. Embrace Orthodontics, your customized smile journey starts with a free consultation. The team at Embrace Orthodontics wants to make your journey as seamless and convenient as possible with custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear liners. Find out more at EmbraceMN.com. Eagles will get set to boot this one away, and here's the boot. It'll be a low line driving kick, and it's up for grabs, but the Mustangs get on top of it inside their own 30. So 1:21 left here in the first half. Mustangs lead 30-20, and they will not get the ball to start the second half. It will be Apollo who will start the second half with the ball, and with the way their offense has been rolling, I think if you're the Mustangs, you're kind of pushing to score here right before half just because of the momentum that Apollo has built here with their last three drives. 30-20 is the score, and I got to assume that Mora is going to be looking to score here before half again. This is their fifth offensive possession. Nathan Nelson under center. He'll take the snap. He'll give it off the left side to Brock Volkma. Brock Volkma breaks off a one tackle, plowing forward towards the 35. It'll be a gain of 4. Second down. Gain of 8, excuse me. I am terrible at math tonight. Nathan Nelson will be wrapped up, but he will have close to a first down. Yes, he will, on a gain of 3.
Nelson keeps it for the 2-yard gain. That's another Mora.
So the clock will stop with the chains moving. Under a minute to go now. Nathan Nelson under center. Got to get going now. 50 seconds to go. Nathan Nelson under center. He'll give it off to Maverick Sutherland. He's been the big play guy tonight. Up the middle, not much doing there. He'll plow past the 40 to about the 43, and we'll get the final timeout called here by Mora. So it's a gain of about 5 there for Sutherland. And the Mustangs do use their final timeout of the first half. That'll be it. Now they'll have to rush. Now they'll have to be going no huddle from here on out. 41 seconds left here in the first half. Ball is on the 43-yard line, so they've done a good job. But now these next few plays, here you have to get, I would assume you got to get a first down. No huddle. And then the next play's got to be out of bounds. If it's not out of bounds, that might be it. So I'd say if you're not able to get the next few plays out of bounds, you've got 3 plays max. 3 plays max. But if you're able to get it out of bounds, you might be able to stretch 5-6 plays out of this. Of course, again, the clock does stop when they have to move the chains. Timeout, again called there by Mustangs, who lead 30-20 in a high-scoring first half. The Apollo Eagles they were going to. It looked like they were going to have a safety back deep. They'll have 2 safeties over top, though, as they will look to defend against the pass. Now, you can't put past Mora to pass. They do know how to pass the ball. Nathan Nelson does have an arm, and they have passed from this power T formation. But Nathan Nelson will line up under center, and he'll give it off to Brock Folkema off the left side of the line. Now what he needs to do is get out of bounds to the 45, to the 40, and he ran out of bounds. First down, and that clock will stop. Run to the 38-yard line. That's a 19-yard gain there for Brock Folkema. And he got out of bounds as the ball is spotted at the, looks like they'll back it up to the 39. Either way, I was close enough. 34 seconds left there. Great job by Brock Folkman, not only to pick up the first down, but also realize, hey, I can pick up a few more yards and also get towards the sideline to get out of bounds. He did it there. Nathan Nelson under center. He'll have it hand it off to Maverick Sutherland. He's got some blockers out to the right side of the line. To the 30, to the 25, leaping over a defender to the 25, inside the 20, and to the 18-yard line, a pickup of 21 there. Maybe even 22 for Maverick Sutherland. Let's see where they spot it at the, I believe it's the 18. So a gain of 21 there for Maverick Sutherland. And he did get out of bounds inside the Roddy Motors red zone once again for the Mora Mustangs. Roddy Motors in Mora, voted best dealer in Kanabec County 2 years in a row. That's a repeat champion. Roddy Motors can help you get into your next vehicle. They can even get you financed. Visit roddymotors.com today. So with 26 seconds to go, the Mustangs inside the Roddy Motors red zone. And now St. Cloud Apollo will call a timeout here. Interesting. So the St. Cloud Apollo Eagles will call a timeout. Again, they will be, I think they have 2 left, if I remember correctly. 30-20 is the score. Mustangs with the lead, and they are in the red zone once again trying to score here before half. It has been a beautiful last 2 plays here for Mora, as they have picked up over 40 yards on the last 2 plays. And have just done the running backs, Sutherland and Fulgham, have just done a great job of realizing, hey, I can pick up a few more yards, but also tote the sideline, and if I do get tackled, I can go out of bounds. They've just done a great job, and it's been phenomenal blocking up front by not just the offensive line, but the tight ends as well. But that's where they missed Justin Norby, because Justin Norby, not only was he a good blocker, he was also a good receiver. He could catch the ball really well. They obviously missed that. But, again, next man up mentality. The next men up 4 that are coming in for Norby have done a great job here tonight, and I'm sure Norby is on the sideline pretty proud of his team at how well they have stepped up here in his place. So it was first down and 10 inside the Roddy Motors red zone at the 18-yard line. 26.5 seconds to go. Mustangs don't have a timeout, so if they're tackled in bounds, they got to go quickly. This handoff will be to Folkema on the outside. The Apollo Eagles will have him taken down in bounds at the 10-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8 there for Folkema, and they got to go.
Folkema carries the ball for now.
They'll line up. And it'll be a spike there for Nathan Nelson. 9 seconds left. It'll be 3rd down and 2 to go after the 8-yard gain by Folkma. Now it'll be interesting to see what the Mustangs do. 9 seconds to go. If you're quick with it, you can get 2 plays out of this. If you're quick. Or if you get out of bounds. If you are quick or can get out of bounds, you can get 2 plays out of it. But you have to be, extremely quick. That 2 plays might be aggressive. If you get out of bounds, you can get 2. But if you're tackled in play, then, probably not. Here we go. And now we'll get a timeout called again by St. Cloud Apollo. They'll talk things over and see how they want to go about this 3rd down. Again, the Mora Mustangs lead 30-20 here on that Embrace Orthodontic scoreboard. Ball is at the 10-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 2 after the timeout is over. Mustangs, again, you can get 2 plays out of this if you get out of bounds. If you're tackled in play, there's no chance. Even with the chains moving, I don't think because the clock will stop with the chains moving, I just don't think there's enough time. 9 seconds. I think you'd need about 12 to 13 with the chains moving to get that second playoff in time. Maybe even 15. So 9 seconds. If you can get out of bounds, you'll get that second play off. But this could be the final play of the first half. The Mustangs do lead 30-20 on that Embrace Orthodontic scoreboard. They do all the insurance heavy lifting for you. And if you don't have insurance, you can ask about financing options because they will find a plan to fit your budget at EmbraceMN.com. Over in Malacca, the Malacca Wolves lead over St. Cloud Cathedral 7-0 at halftime. So the Wolves leading there. Bram looks like they have either won or are up 54-14. Excuse me. Here we go. 9 seconds to go. What could be the final play or final couple of plays here for Mora, trying to get into the end zone before halftime. They lead 30-20. 3rd down and 2. Nathan Nelson gives the handoff here to Maverick Sutherland. Sutherland is into the end zone. Touchdown, Mustangs! Maverick Sutherland with the carry. And he did a great job of not only realizing he had a cutback lane, but also realizing he can use his speed, and he carried a defender into the end zone. And they do score here before half, do the Mustangs. Now they lead 36-20 and will look to attempt the PAT with Brockmuller. So the Mustangs able to get into the end zone here before half. Now they lead 36-20. Trying to make it 37. Snap, spot, down, kick is up, and that is good. 37-20, the Mustangs lead on that Embrace Orthodontic scoreboard here with 3 seconds to go before halftime. Mustangs looking to hold on to this lead and go into halftime leading 37-20. But as we've seen at the first play of the game, literally, kickoff was returned by Mora for a touchdown. So it's not to say that St. Cloud Apollo can't do the same. This is probably one of the longer first halves I've been a part of. It's been an interesting first half. A lot of points have been scored. 57 to be exact. 37-20 is the score and the lead for Mora. Hooked on a feeling. Great music playing. You got a great playlist tonight. Who's ever in charge of the music? A+. But Mora does feel good right now. They are hooked on a winning feeling as they do lead 37-20. Trying to advance to that second round, which they would presumably, as of right now, the looks of it, go to Foley on Saturday, as Foley leads over Pine City 42-0. Foley last year was kind of the team that everyone was looking over. Then they came in and beat Mora and went in and gave Malacca a game. Malacca was, just a great team last year. But Foley looks to be that team again this year. Kind of 4-4, not a great record, but they, I think, are a team that is going to be tough to beat here in the playoffs. That kick is recovered by Apollo at about the 33-yard line with 1.6 seconds to go. And what will the Eagles do here with 1 second left? Now, if I'm the Eagles, I think I might try and take a shot downfield because that connection from Jackson to Brown has just been electric tonight, and the Mustangs, quite honestly, just haven't been able to stop it. So here we go. Looks like Apollo will go and try and take a shot. And if you're the Mustangs, you need to be backed up. Jackson, he'll look to throw. He's got a man. Nope, he's going to run. No, he's going to throw. It's a late decision to throw, and it is incomplete. Knocked away by the defender of Mora. So that will bring us to halftime with the Mora Mustangs leading over the St. Cloud Apollo Eagles 37-20. We will take a commercial break, hear a word from our fine sponsors. Then when we come back, we'll recap the first half, give you some stats, and hopefully a look at around the area as well. You're listening to Playoff Football here on 100.9 FM WCMP.
Your journey to smile with your forever starts at Embrace Orthodontics. The team at Embrace is committed to providing world-class care and a remarkable orthodontic experience. Choose between custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners with locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge, and a plan to fit your budget, whether you have insurance or not. Embrace Orthodontics will make your smile journey comfortable, convenient, and customized just for you. Visit EmbraceMN.com today to find out how to set up your free exam. EmbraceMN.com. Embrace Orthodontics, a smile you will embrace forever.
WCMP, wherever you go, download the new mobile app. It's free, and it's a game changer.
Automatic first down.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a 4-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available. Online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
Joe and the gang at Roddy Motors say, "Go Mustangs!" Well, of course, he's got 2 boys on the varsity squad. He's born and raised in Mustang country, voted Reader's Choice Best Dealer in Kanabec County 2 years in a row. That's what you call a repeat champ. And he offers vehicles of all makes and models, can get you financed on site, and put you in your new vehicle before the Mustangs take on next week's opponent. When you need a quality new vehicle, make your way to Roddy Motors in Mora or visit roddymotors.com. More customers, more name recognition, more employees, more market share. If you'd like a little more for your business, it's time to start digital advertising. Did you know that the average person spends 4.5 hours per day on their smartphone? It's time for you to start reaching them. Streaming TV, SEO or SEM, display ads, and email marketing. If your business could use a little more, contact us now and we can help. info@q-mediagroup.com.
Kettle River Pizza loves supporting all the local teams. And if your team is interested in fundraising, well, they've got you covered. Kettle River Pizza has years of experience in fundraising for local teams, organizations, and clubs, and they would like to help you too. With their experience and the fact that Kettle River Pizza is an easy sell, your fundraiser is bound to be a great success. Visit Kettle River Pizza online and click on their fundraising tab. Kettle River Pizza, a winner every time. Grab a few at your local convenience or grocery store for after the game.
Now for your local news on WCMP. I'm Joe Keyport.
And I'm Eric Van Rainen. One of Burnett County's livestock ordinances saw some minor revisions. With the updates is Joe Keyport.
The Burnett County Board passed an amendment to the livestock facility licensing ordinance during a meeting last week. This was the first amendment to Chapter 18 of the county's ordinances since the county board approved a series of changes in its regulation of concentrated animal feeding operations, or CAFOs, earlier this summer. According to Supervisor Craig Conroy, this change will streamline the process following a letter they received from the Farm Bureau.
The concern had found a footnote in the statute that basically says it should be identical, the two procedures, but having 2 separate procedures seemed like not the best idea. Could be subject to challenge.
The amendment affects the licensing of livestock operations with more than 250 animal units. The number was reduced from 500 when original amendments were passed in July. Conroy says other changes include switching from a conditional use permit to licensing under the siting ordinance. The county will also create a fee schedule to reflect the difference and amend the zoning ordinance. In other news, Pine City will be holding its annual Fall Cleanup Day next Wednesday. For pickup, city residents may leave bags of leaves and grass clippings along with 4-foot bundles of sticks curbside by 5 a.m. The Pine City Fall Cleanup Day will be held on Wednesday, November 1st. Anyone with questions is asked to contact Pine City Public Works. Mora's old high school is on track to be demolished by the end of November. Reporter Eric Van Ranen has more about that project's timeline.
Demolition of the old Mora High School is expected to be wrapped up by the end of next month. Mora Public School Superintendent Dan Voce said work has started on the east and south sides of the building.
It takes a little while. Part of the process is trying to get out all the recyclable materials and things of that sort.
Crews handled much of the exterior work at the campus before starting on the building. The second phase of demolition will include leveling out the site and planting grass. Voce expects seed to be planted in November, but the grass growing process will likely go through spring of 2024. He also said the school board isn't in a big rush to make a decision on selling the property while still in the demolition process. And finally, the Minnesota Department of Transportation is seeking feedback from Malacca residents about a 2027 Highway 23 project. MnDOT's design reveal survey for the upcoming reconstruction will be open through Friday, October 27th. The project will focus on improving 2 miles of Highway 23 from the Rum River Bridge to Mille Lacs County Road 2 in Malacca. Intersections earmarked for potential roundabouts include 3rd Avenue Southwest, Central Avenue, 1st Street East, northbound Highway 169, and 105th Avenue. Visit MnDOT's website for access to the Design Reveal survey. This has been your local news for Tuesday, October 24th.
Want to make some extra money this holiday season? Then join Burnett Dairy Cooperative's Cheese Store Holiday Crew. They're looking for temporary employees to assist with gift box orders from October 1st through January 6th. This position is scheduled Sunday through Thursday from 12 to 8 p.m. with an hourly rate of $14 per hour and an end-of-the-season retention bonus. Call 715-689-2170 or apply online at burnettdairy.com and click on Careers.
We're now joined by the head coach of the Mora Mustangs football team, Troy Erickson. First of all, Coach, thanks so much for joining me. I greatly appreciate it.
Oh, I appreciate you covering us, so thank you.
Absolutely. And taking a look at this team, we'll go backtrack a little bit first, looking at the year. You started out 0-4, but went on to win 3 of the last 4 games. As a coach, what was it like to see this team's resilience after what would a lot of people would consider a slow start, then to go on and win 3 of your last 4 games of the season?
Well, it was something that we had experienced a little bit of it the previous year by going 0-3 and then rattling off 5 wins in a row. But so the kids had a little bit of knowledge that they are able to still have a successful season after dropping a few of the first games. So it wasn't that hard to keep this group engaged, just because I think they had that knowledge already. And they know that, in the grand scheme of things, we look at the section playoffs as where we want to make our most noise. So that's kind of been our goal here, and the kids know that, and they've been preparing all season for this playoff run now that we're in.
For sure, and you also played a lot of schools who are maybe in the top 10 ranking-wise or just bigger schools as well. How do you feel that has prepared you now for section playoffs?
Well, it's prepared us well. Our players know that they've seen some of the top teams in our state in both 3A and 4A, and that they can play with them. We had the lead at halftime against two of those teams. We scored the same number of touchdowns against one of those teams, just missed an extra point, so we were down at half. So it's not that we were out of those games. So our players have that now knowledge of competing at that high level and knowing that we can do it. So they will hopefully take that knowledge into the playoffs here now and see how it goes. We've seen teams that are bigger than us, faster than us, and that kind of stuff, and we've been able to hang in there with them. So it should give our kids some confidence going into this playoff run.
For sure, and confidence is a huge thing. Looking at this team from the beginning of the year, now toward at the end of the regular season, what is something that you feel they improved on from that start now to the start of the playoffs?
Well, the main thing that they've improved on is just that confidence level of knowing that it's not just playing a half; it's playing we can play a full game, and learning how to win as a team. Each year, the team has to develop that ownership of the team themselves, and then learn how to win. And they were able to do that. It took some growing pains those first 4 games, but then they started to figure it out and finish drives. Control the turnovers, don't turn the ball over, and stuff like that. So that improvement you could see throughout the season. The players we knew were a quality team. We knew that what our players were capable of. It was just a matter of them now believing in themselves as a group of this year's team, 2023 team, as opposed to last year's team or the year before's team. So that growth and that knowledge now was a lot of fun to watch happen.
Back here on WCMP 100.9 FM, again, you heard a little bit of that snippet of the interview with head coach Troy Erickson today that I was able to have with him. Again, appreciate him so much. But at halftime, the Mustangs lead over the St. Cloud Apollo Eagles 37-20. At halftime on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard, Embrace Orthodontics, the team at Embrace, believes the result of a remarkable orthodontic experience should last a lifetime. They'll keep your smile transformation where it needs to be with a lifelong retention program at EmbraceMN.com. Looking at that first half stat-wise, the Mustangs do lead on the stat sheet, but taking a look at St. Cloud Apollo, 6 possessions, 1 penalties, no turnovers. They did take 2 sacks there by Mora, a whole herd of Mustangs. They had 18 carries for 95 yards rushing and a touchdown. The quarterback for them, Davion Jackson, he went 8 for 14 for 140 yards and 2 touchdowns. He ran for the lone rushing touchdown for them. That equals 235 total yards of offense there in that first half. For the Mora Mustangs, they had 5 possessions, 2 penalties, and the lone turnover, that lone Haley Newman of Keller Williams Realty turnover there in the first half. But then other than that, they did pretty darn well. They had 22 carries for 299 yards rushing. Leading the way rushing for them was Maverick Sutherland, 10 carries, 198 yards. I'm laughing because I don't think we've ever seen a stat line 10 carries, 198 yards before. That is just insane. Brock Folkema behind him, 6 carries, 67. Nathan Nelson with 4 carries for 29 yards. Looking over, leading the way, receiving for the St. Cloud Apollo Eagles, and it's no surprise that all 140 yards are to Maurice Brown. Maurice Brown has been their workhorse. 140 yards receiving, 23 yards rushing for a total of 163 yards, but 198 rushing for Maverick Sutherland. He has been the workhorse here tonight for the Mora Mustangs, and it's been the big plays that he's hit. It's finding the opening lane and then just using his speed on a couple of those runs. Of course, he had one from 89 yards out. He had another one from 48, but then scored from 3 yards out, and then another 10-yard rushing touchdown there right before half with 3 seconds left. So this Mustang team has done a good job of just kind of taking what the defense has given them. If it's a big play, so be it. If it's 3 yards in a cloud of dust, as they call it sometimes, that's what they're doing. They're not afraid to, again, we know this offense, and so does head coach Troy Erickson. He knows that this team, sometimes their offense is just, 3-4 yards here and there, taking up 8 minutes on an offensive drive, going down and scoring. Sometimes that's what they are, but so far, this Mustang offense has been helped by the big plays. Speaking of a big play, they started out the first quarter that way. Yeah, the opening play, the opening kickoff on the night went back for 83 yards. That was Brock Folkema on the kick return on the very first play of the game from 83 yards out, taking it to the house for the opening score of the game. They would eventually score the 2-point conversion and make it an 8-0 lead. They would eventually go up 23-0. But St. Cloud Apollo had 3 straight drives in which they scored to make it 30-20. But with under a minute to go, the Mustangs were able to march down the field. Their running backs I got to commend this offense and their seniors. They know, they are so smart, so intelligent football-wise. They knew that, hey, I can carry the ball, I can get to the outside, but if I'm going to be taken down, I need to be near the boundary line so that if I am tackled, I can leap out of bounds to save time. Or simply put, if I'm tackled, I can be tackled out of bounds. And that's what they did. They saved a bunch of time that way, and eventually they were rewarded with a touchdown run from Maverick Sutherland from 10 yards out. They did such a great job, so intelligent, just the football smarts that we've seen. So, and it was great blocking up front the entire first half. Coach Erickson talked about it. If you didn't hear that interview pregame, you heard a little snippet of it there at halftime here. But he talked about the O-line. He talked about it preseason. He talked about how the O-line and D-line was going to be their biggest points of emphasis. Their biggest things that they're going to watch for this year. That the group that needs to step up the most. And I think so far that they have done a great job here tonight against St. Cloud Apollo. Apollo has played some tough teams this year, no doubt about it. But I think one thing that this Apollo team has going for them is the fact that they go out of that spread and can do so many things with it. We've seen two guys line up at quarterback here tonight, Maurice Brown and Davion Jackson, but they also have another guy who can line up at quarterback, and that is the freshman Tristan Kolkowski, who can line up there. And he has during the regular season. And Mora wasn't real sure as to if Davion Jackson was going to be able to go tonight as he was injured, but he was able to go, so they were not going to see Kowalski here tonight. So they have three different guys who can line up at that quarterback or wildcat quarterback spot for Apollo. That's why they can be a little bit dangerous, because they can run so many things out of that, and you can see so many different things and still not know what's coming. So Mustangs have done a good job of that. But if I got to say one thing that they need to change here in the second half is, simply put, you're going to have to put a safety over top of Maurice Brown, because he has just been killing it. Again, he's got all 8 catches for 140 yards that Davion Jackson has thrown for. So if you are the Mustangs, that's the guy you're going to have to look after. You're going to have to put a safety over top, because when Davion Jackson is looking to throw the ball, he is looking to one guy and one guy only, and it's Maurice Brown. Now, that's for a reason. Maurice Brown is a workhorse. He's an absolute unit. He's got the wheels, he's got the speed, he's got the patience, and he does such a good job route running as well. There's something to say when a guy can do it all, and when you got a weapon like that, you got to use him, got to get him the ball, and they got him going early, running the ball and receiving. So, the Mustangs are going to have to, and that's the tough thing, is you don't want to key off on him, because then they've got the weapon in their quarterback, Davion Jackson, who has shown his wheels as well, that he can do it. They've also shown the run game can get it done as well, as they have tried to run with a few different guys, such as Schultz, who has gone 5 for 10, Washington, 3 for, looks like 21 yards, and Jackson, as I mentioned himself, and Maurice Brown. So they can get it done with multiple guys. It's not just one or two guys that can get it done. They can go with multiple guys. So that's the problem with saying you just need to key off on Maurice Brown. Well, you can't, because they've got a few other guys that can get it done as well. So, and not only that, the Eagles have done a good job of, simply put, being balanced. Just under 100 yards rushing in the first half, 140 yards passing. I mean, that's a balanced run, and to do that out of the spread against a defense like Mora, that's a win for you if you're the Apollo Eagles. So if I'm the Mustangs, you're going to have to find a way to put a safety over top of Brown, or just tell the defender covering him, hey, you got to stick to him. Like, you're just going to have to do a better job and step up tonight, because Maurice Brown is going to get the ball one way or another. And then if he is double covered, if you do put that safety over top of him, then you've got to tell the defensive line and linebackers, hey, QB contain. You have to contain the quarterback. Make sure he doesn't get a chance to use his feet and run all over us. So that's what I would look at defensively. Offensively, I don't think there's a need to change. If there is one thing, I'd say settle down just a little bit. Don't be looking for the big plays. Just go out, look to run your offense, and that's what they did. They could have easily done that here in the second quarter, but they didn't. They just continued to run their offense, do what they needed to do to get the job done, and they did it to now lead at halftime, 37-20. We're set for our second half Kettle River Pizza kickoff. Your second half Kettle River Pizza kickoff, personal pepperoni and sausage, as well as chicken Alfredo or the hot Hawaiian. Grab a handful of delicious Kettle River pizzas at your local grocery store or convenience store today. Kettle River pizzas are handcrafted right there in Ascove. So the second half Kettle River Pizza kickoff is underway, and there it goes. They'll take it in, and they'll bounce it out to the left side. Now past the 40, 45, 50 into the Mora territory, and wow, a big gain there for Apollo on the return. They will return it all the way to about the Mustang 36-yard line, and that's where Apollo will start. So if your Mustangs, not the greatest of starts to the second half that you could have asked for. Third quarter of play is underway. Trips to the right now, man in motion, left to right. They'll fake it to him, and Brown will have it as the Wildcat quarterback trying to find some room to run. He's got nowhere to go. Nothing doing is how you say it. There on that run for Maurice Brown. That'll make it 2nd down and 10. No gain for Maurice Brown on the carry.
Brown stop for no gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
So again, a big return all the way to the Mustangs 36. Nearly did what the Mustangs did in the first quarter, in the first play of the game. Returned it for 6, but Mustangs were able to get them down and out of bounds. But, again, need to make a stop. 2 receivers out wide to the right, 1 to the left here for the quarterback, Davion Jackson. Or excuse me, that's Brown again. Brown with the Wildcat quarterback. He looks, he makes a defender miss at the 36, now at the 35. Bounces inside 35 and wrapped up by 3 Mustangs to the... We'll see where they spot him here. Looks to be about the 33. So a gain of 3 there for Maurice Brown. It'll bring up 3rd down and 7.
Brown stopped by Anderson for a short gain.
3rd down and 7 here for the Eagles.
3rd down for the Eagles.
And it'll be, again, that's what we've seen here tonight as Brown will line up in the Wildcat quarterback spot. Davion Jackson will, and now they will... Thought that was going to be Kowalski, but it was not. Now they'll send a man in motion. They'll keep it with Davion Jackson. He's wrapped up and taken down at the 31-yard line. It's a gain of only 2 that time for Davion Jackson, and he'll be short of the first. And now we've got another Apollo Eagle down on the play that time. Hopefully he's okay. It'll be 4th down and about 5 to go, but we do have an Eagle player down. And while they take a look at him, we'll take a timeout. You're listening to Football on WCMP.
Embrace Orthodontics offers a unique, specialized approach to orthodontic treatment with custom braces or Invisalign. The team at Embrace loves getting to know their patients personally and takes the time to make sure all your questions are answered. Their board-certified orthodontists use only the latest in modern technology to give you the best outcome possible. They work with your insurance company and offer flexible financing options to fit your budget. Call today to set up your free exam and see how Embrace Orthodontics can transform your smile. More online at embracemn.com. That's embracemn.com.
Hinkley Towing.
Hi, I'm on the side of the highway with a flat. Can you help me?
On the way.
Hinkley Towing?
Yep. How can we help?
We just had an accident and don't know where to bring the vehicle.
No sweat. We'll come out now and bring you back to our collision center.
Hinkley Towing. Experienced drivers, state-of-the-art trucks, and 24/7 service. For Hinkley Towing, call 320-385-4049 anytime. Hinkley Towing, 320-385-4049 anytime.
Cody Adams was the injured Eagle, able to walk off under his own power. Now out of the injury timeout. It'll be trips to the left here for Apollo. Tight end on the right side, running back to the left of Davion Jackson. Jackson will take the snap. It's a receiver screen. Well, he thought about the screen, but then he'll have to scramble. On 4th down, it's intercepted! Intercepted by the Mustangs. Not sure who that was, but it was intercepted, and that's a beautiful play for Mora.
Jackson's pass is intercepted by Volkema.
It'll be Volkema with the pick. That's their first turnover of the game. And that is going to be a Haley Newman of Keller Williams Realty turnover. So Brock Volkema with the interception. And again, that's a Haley Newman of Keller Williams Realty turnover. As we look, Haley Newman. Want to know the value of your property? Contact Haley Newman, HNEWMAN @KW.com. Mustangs have it first down and 10 inside their own 20. It's a keeper for Nathan Nelson, and he's got some room to run. Nathan Nelson, not quite the wheels to get away, but he'll be past the 40, and they'll call him with forward progress stopped at the 43-yard line, a gallop of 24 yards. 24-yard keeper for Nathan Nelson. And a first down and a brand new set of downs, again, after the Haley Newman of Keller Williams Realty turnover. Haley Newman turning over the keys to your dream property. Haley Newman with Keller Williams. And Haley Newman, your local resource real estate. 320-469-6868 or HNEWMAN@KW.com. So after that 24-yard scamper by Nathan Nelson, it's first down and 10 at the 43-yard line, still in Mustang territory. Looks like we might actually have a new quarterback out there. I think that actually, in fact, that might be. I don't think that was Nelson. Might have been, but I think that now we got a timeout being called.
Timeout Mora.
Trying to see, it looks like number 6 is now under center, and if that's the case, that is Carter Gamal. So Carter Gamal looks like the new quarterback in there for the Mustangs. In for Nathan Nelson. Trying to see if Nelson is on the sideline. I don't see him out there, but might have just... Oh, there he is. So just getting Gamal some work at quarterback here. He's still got the same running backs, but they'll try and get Gamal some work here at quarterback. So now I believe that might have been Gamal on that 29-yard carry. Either way, it is first down and 10 here for Mora. They did have to call a timeout as the give here up the right side of the line, and not a lot doing that time for the ball carrier. Sutherland with the carry.
2nd and 7 for the Mustang.
I think they might take a look at Sutherland.
Officials timeout.
Yeah, because Sutherland, I don't know if it was because of maybe, you hope it's not, but he stumbled a little bit getting up, and that's usually a sign of you-know-what. I won't mention it, but usually not a good sign. So they'll get Nathan Nelson back out there, and I think they might actually have Gamal as one of the running backs, or Nelson, either way. Nelson will hand it up the middle, and quick carry past the 50 to the 45 that time. I believe that is Gamal. It might be Folkma or Sutherland or Mason Nelson. Mason Nelson will get to the 45. So Mason Nelson on the carry. Couldn't tell, so I had to wait for the PA announcer because they got the spotters. So sometimes you just have to wait, and they'll let you know. Under 8 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Mustangs lead 37-20. And again, they'll just run their offense here, do what's normal, and not go too quickly. They give this time up the middle. It might have been a keeper there by Nathan Nelson, and he'll get towards the 42, 43-yard line. Keeper that time by Nathan Nelson. And they'll spot him at about the 41 for a gain of 4.
4-yard gain.
Be second down and 6 now for the Mustangs. Again, they're just going to run their offense per usual. Not going to do anything that is quickly, I apologize about that. But not going to do anything that's going to make them go too quickly, because they want to take as much time off the clock as they can here. Maybe even get into the fourth quarter and then score. Obviously, they'll be looking to score on this drive, but yeah, don't need to do anything in a hurry. Under 10 seconds, then they'll snap it. Nathan Nelson, he'll hand it out wide to the left to Brock Folkma. Folkma with some room to run, lowering the shoulder at the 30, plowing down inside the 30 at about the 27-yard line. That's where he's taken down. It's Brock Folkma. with another carry. It's a gain of 14 that time for Brock Folkema and a first down. Over 300 yards rushing now on the evening for the Mustangs. Again, a quick start, and it just continued throughout the first half, now into the third quarter. 6:20 to go on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard after the Haley Newman of Keller Williams Realty turnover. For the Eagles, that was their first, so each team has one now. Nelson and company get to the line of scrimmage under 10 seconds. They'll snap it. Nathan Nelson, he'll hand it up the middle to Mason Nelson. Nelson's got some room. Shakes a defender and falls forward to about the 17-yard line. I think they'll actually spot him at the 16. It'll be a gain of 11 and another new set of downs for the Mustangs. So Mason Nelson on the carry that time to the 16 and a first down. Inside now again the Roddy Motors red zone for the Mustangs. Roddy Motors in Mora. Roddy Motors, 100 Pine Street, Mora. Roddy Motors, RODDYmotors.com. And they were voted best dealer in Kanabec County 2 years in a row. Congrats to them. Right there in Mora. Of course, I drove past the old school. They're trying to finish taking it down. Crazy to see, just to think about how many games we've done there. Now a carry off the right side of the line for Maverick Sutherland. He'll punch it inside the 15 to about the 12. It'll be a gain of 4 for Sutherland. He's up over 200 yards here this evening. So of their over 300 yards rushing, 200 of them have gone the way of Maverick Sutherland on his carries. He doesn't even have, well, now that was his 12th carry there. 12 carries and over 200 yards for Maverick Sutherland. Second down and 6, ball at the 12. Nathan Nelson, it's a keeper for him. He takes it off the right side of the line, and he's taken down from behind. What a great tackle there. Coming from behind was the defender. He is taken down. Hoagland will take him down, and where will he spot him? Inside the 10, whether it's the 9 or 8, I can't tell. Looks like they'll place the ball down at the 9, so only 2 yards there for Nathan Nelson. That'll bring up third down and about 4, maybe 3. Third down and 3. Power T formation, Nelson tries the hard count, and the Eagles did not bite. Under 4.5 to go. Nathan Nelson looks to the sideline to get the call. Back under center, takes the snap, and he'll give it off. I believe that's Folkema that time, off up the middle. It's enough for a first down to about the 3.
Folkema carries the ball inside the 5 for another Mustang.
Looks like it's a gain of 5 there for Brock Folkema, and first down and goal now for the Mustangs as they try to punch it in and continue to extend their now 17-point lead. The crowd, a little late as it was a work night, but they filled in quickly. And again, it's not completely full because it is a work night. Remember, it is a Tuesday, so it's got some people who might not be able to make it just because of work. But for the most part, pretty good crowd here tonight. Nathan Nelson under center. He'll fake it. He'll keep it himself. Up the middle, and he's in. Nathan Nelson, a touchdown from 3 yards out. His second rushing touchdown of the game to make it 43-20. $43-20 is the score here. Mora on top on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. 3:11 to go in the third quarter. And they'll look to go for the extra point with Brock Mueller. And over in Malacca, as we get the snap, spot down, kick up, and it is good to make it 44-0. So I'll give you the 44-0 call on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners with 3 locations, Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge. Their doctors are committed to providing world-class orthodontic care in a friendly and comfortable atmosphere. Plus, they'll leave you with a smile you'll embrace forever at EmbraceMN.com. Over in that Malacca game, they have 4:35 left in the game, and St. Cloud Cathedral leads Malacca 12-7. So Malacca trailing 5 points behind Cathedral with just under 5 minutes to go. Malacca's had a tough year, but this would be That would be a big upset if Malacca lost. But here in our game, Mora up by 24 over the St. Cloud Apollo Eagles and looking well on their way to a win. But we've seen how quickly things can turn around for Apollo. They went 3 straight drives with a touchdown, and all of a sudden it looked like, boy, we have a game on our hands, and it looks like Apollo was going to have the chance to come back, but Mora kind of shut the door quickly on that with a last-minute touch. Did they overrule it? Did they call it no good on the kick? They do have 43-20 on the scoreboard, so I'll keep you updated on that. Brock Mueller, by the way, with the kick. That one is taken. Oh, it bounced off of the Eagles' hand, one of the up-back men. And
Eagles take over.
Down at about the 36-yard line. So it is 44. They just missed that extra point to put on the board. Just never know. I always want to be with the scoreboard at the field because sometimes I can get a point or two ahead. Again, I am not a mathematician, so sometimes I can mess that up. St. Cloud Apollo will have their second possession here of the third quarter. They had 6 possessions in the first half. Now only their second in the second half. They have 4 receivers out wide to the left. It looks like this should be a receiver screen. Davion Jackson takes the snap. No, it's going to be a run up the middle for Jackson. Not a lot doing on that carry as he manages to get it to the 39, a gain of 3. Davion Jackson, their leading rusher in the first half, picks up 3. It'll be second down and 7.
Jackson keeps it for a 3-yard gain. Tackled by Everson. 2nd and 7 for the Eagles.
Trips to the left now for the Eagles. 2 receivers on the right side. Davion Jackson in the gun. Jackson sends a man in motion right to left. That's Washington. He fakes the give to Washington. Was going to keep it, but looks like we're going to get a false start here on Apollo. Wait for the referee. There it is. False start. That is their second penalty of the game. Mora had 2 as well. So back them up 5 yards. It'll be second down and 10. Or second down and 11? 12? Something like that.
Brings it to 2nd and 12. From their own 34-yard.
2.5 minutes to go. That clock will roll once again. And now under 2.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter on Embrace Orthodontic scoreboard. Mustangs lead 44-20. Keep you up to date on that Malacca game. Trips left again for Davion Jackson. 1 on the right. Washington in motion from right to left. Looks like the same play. He fakes the give this time. He'll keep it. He'll look deep. He's got a man deep. It's Brown. Oh, my goodness. Maurice Brown. What a catch.
Pass complete to Brown.
Wow, what a play there.
Mora, 31-yard line. 1st and 10 Eagles.
That's a gain of 33 yards for Maurice Brown on that catch. That is crazy. That defender's arm was right where Brown caught that ball, and somehow Brown held onto it. Trips left again for the Eagles. 2 on the right. Davion Jackson sends a man in motion right to left. It's Washington. He will fake the give. Now looking again. Who else but Brown? He's going for it. He's got a man wide open, but it overthrew him. Wow. One of the rare mistakes by Davion Jackson here tonight. His man, I don't know what happened with the Mustangs, but they left that man wide open. I mean, there was no one around him for 15 yards. No one around him for 15 yards. That was Harvey Lottie, who was just, left alone. Interesting. I'm not sure how he got left alone, but that is going to be lucky for the Mustangs because it was overthrown. Trips left once again for Mora, and we've got 2 right, but now we've got a whistle and a timeout called here by the Mustangs with just under a minute and a half to go in this third quarter. Mustangs will use one of their timeouts. They have 2 left, and the Eagles do have 3. Did not update that at halftime. Had a lot to get through. A lot of stats in that first half to get through, of course. 50-plus points scored, 57 to be exact, scored in that first half between these 2 teams. It was a high-scoring first half. This third quarter has gone a lot quicker than that first quarter, and only 7 points on the board. So compared to the first half, this is a swiftly moving second half. Third quarter's only got a minute and a half left in it. It'll be 2nd down and 10 coming out of the timeout for St. Cloud Apollo. But again, it's a big chunk play on a pass play to Maurice Brown. But that time, you can't really say that the Mustangs didn't cover him well, because they did. The defender had perfect textbook coverage on Maurice Brown. As soon as he saw the ball, he stuck his hand up, tried to get it in his breadbasket. That's exactly where he got it, and Brown just came down with it. That you can't do anything about that. Simply put, Brown made the play. And Brown has been making plays all night. Again, he's their leading receiver and rusher for a reason. Out of timeout, 2nd down and 10. 2 receivers right, 3 trips to the left here for Davion Jackson. Washington, the man in motion once again. They're going to give it this time to Washington off the left side. He's got a lot of room to run. He might have it all. And did he stay on this? No, he was pushed out just enough by the Mustangs. But he'll be spotted at the 11. So a gain of 20 there for Washington.
Down to the 11-yard line, 1st and 10, Eagles.
They've been using him in motion the last 3 plays. They haven't gave it to him except for that one, and that time he galloped for 20. 1st down and 10 from the 11. Now inside again, the Roddy Motors red zone. Roddy Motors, SUVs, pickups, sedans, maybe even a camper. Talk to Joe at Roddy Motors and more and see what he's got on the lot now. Trips right, 2 to the left. Davion Jackson, man in motion, left, 2 right. He's going to fake the give. No, he gives it off to Washington. Washington's got some room to run. Tries to bounce it outside. Cuts it up the middle. Inside to the 5, maybe the 6 is where he'll be stopped.
Washington carries again. Tapped by
Folkema with the stop that time. A good open field tackle. Otherwise, Washington might have gotten into the end zone. And it'll be down to the 6-yard line. A gain of 5 for Washington. 2nd down and 5 inside the Roddy Motors red zone for the St. Cloud Apollo Eagles. Under a minute to go here in the 3rd quarter. Apollo threatening to score again. Trips to the left, 2 to the right. Davion Jackson going to keep it himself. He's got some room to run, and he is in. Easy money there for Davion Jackson. That was one of the easiest touchdowns I think he's seen. Maybe broke through a arm tackle, but not much else. 26 now for the Apollo Eagles as it's 44-26. Trailed by 24, but right before the end of the 3rd quarter, they do get on the board. And will obviously be looking to go for 2. So they will. They'll line up. Trips left once again. 2 to the right. Obviously got to watch the draw. Got to watch the give here to Washington as he's in motion right to left. They're going to fake the give. It'll be Jackson again, but he is wrapped up. Breaks off of 1, and he goes nowhere. He's wrapped up, and they will not get the 2 that time. So the score will remain 44-26, an 18-point lead here for Mora with 30 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Your customized smile journey starts with a free consultation. The team at Embrace wants to make your journey as seamless and convenient as possible with custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners. You can find out more at embracemn.com. 44-26 is the score. Mustangs do lead. We still got 30 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. And trying to keep you up to date on that Malacca game so far. No update yet from that Malacca game. Last we heard, Cathedral was up over Malacca 12-7 with 4:35 to go. Winner of that game goes on to Annandale Saturday. From the sounds of it, Foley will be hosting whoever the winner of this game will be on Saturday. Mora has the lead, but with that score, it makes it a little bit different. Now, St. Cloud Apollo only needs 3 scores to tie this game up. And you might be saying, well, that's pretty insurmountable. Not for this Apollo team. They have shown the ability to score quickly here tonight. They have shown the ability to score and take 3 plays and go in about 30 seconds and score. This game is nowhere near over. We're not even into the 4th quarter. This is nowhere near over here for either of these teams. 44-26 is the lead, though, for Mora. But 18 points, that's only 3 touchdowns for Apollo. They will look to punt it or boot it away, rather. And there's the boot. It'll be, looks like an onside, and it won't go the full 10 yards, so Apollo couldn't even touch it. Mora jumped on top of it, recovered it. Probably should have just let it go, honestly, but they'll get it at the Apollo 48-yard line. It's dangerous to touch it in that situation just because if you do touch it and it accidentally squirts out, well, then there's really no chance for any of your teammates to get to it, and Apollo's got it. But they do jump on top of it, and it will be Mustang ball. So the Mustangs now in the huddle. Nathan Nelson will get the call into him. Breaking the huddle and quickly to the line of scrimmage. Nathan Nelson under center takes the snap. He'll give it off to Folkema. Folkema off the left side of the line. He's got some blockers in front of him, putting the hand on the back of him to the 30, to the 25, 20. Pushed out of bounds, tight roping the sideline, maybe to the 15. And Brock Folkema with a nice run there. And let's see where he gets spotted. 19-yard line. It's a gain of 29. 29 yards there for Brock Folkema. Quickly to the line of scrimmage. Give off to Sutherland now off the right side of the line. Trying to turn the corner, trying to make a man miss. And he'll be close to a first down, but I think he just gets pushed out at the 5. That'll be the last play of the third quarter. As he gains 9, does Maverick Sutherland on his 13th carry of the evening. Last play of the third quarter, and we are headed to the fourth with the Mustangs leading over the St. Cloud Apollo Eagles 44-26, and they are already inside the Roddy Motors red zone once again. It feels like we just talked about it. Oh, weird, because we did. So that's the end of the third and the start of the fourth, and the Mora Mustangs are inside the Roddy Motors red zone. Joe Rademacher of Roddy Motors is a United States Marine. So if you're a fellow veteran looking for a vehicle, go talk to another veteran, and he will get you squared away. Roddy Motors can help you get into your next vehicle. They can even get you financed. Visit roddymotors.com today. That Embrace Orthodontic scoreboard has the Mustangs leading 44-26. They do all the insurance heavy lifting for you, and if you don't have insurance, ask about financing options. They'll find a plan to fit your budget at embraceamend.com. So I will look to get an update for you on that Cathedral Malacca game. See if we can't get an update here for too long. Looks like Cathedral may have come out on top of the Malacca Wolves. We'll wait for the confirmation, but either way, start of the fourth quarter, the Mustangs are inside the 10-yard line at the 5 of Apollo in the Roddy Motors red zone. Nathan Nelson quickly to the line of scrimmage, takes the snap, gives it off here to Mason Nelson, and he is taken down hard at the 4. Only a gain of 1 there for Mason Nelson. Oh, they say Folkema got the carry. It was enough for a first down, though, so enough for the first down, and now goal. Oh, wow. So Cathedral did get the final 25-7 over Malacca. Last we heard, there was 4.5 minutes left. Cathedral was only on top 12-7. They wound up winning 25-7 over Malacca. So one of our local teams has been eliminated, sadly. Nathan Nelson, and he'll keep it, leap over defender, and he is stopped. Huge hit there. Oh, we got a flag. That's a late flag, too. This could be unsportsmanlike. The wind is really picked up here. If you can't hear it in the microphone, we'll try and turn away and get out of the wind. But now we'll see the flag, what that's all about. Looks like it'll be a dead ball foul. It is on Mora. That's their third penalty. And if you're Mora, that's a penalty you simply can't have because of the fact that, one, you're leading 44-26. Now, two, it's second down and goal from what appears to be the 17-yard line. That's a silly penalty right there. You cannot make that. You cannot have that penalty if you are the Mustangs. So now it's second down and goal from like the 17. And that's shooting yourselves in the foot. So clock will run, and as will the play clock. Nathan Nelson gets the call into his huddle. Under 11 minutes to go now. Nathan Nelson under center, power T formation. He'll hand it off to Brock Folkham. Flag.
Flag on the play.
Offsides on the defense. Wow.
Approachment Eagles. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
So second down and goal, but they'll move it a little bit closer, 5 yards to be exact. So it will continue to be second down and goal. Nathan Nelson coming to the line of scrimmage now inside the 15. They'll hand it back off to Brock Folkma. Tried to break it outside, but the St. Cloud Apollo defense is right there waiting for it. No gain. I think they might have went backwards by a couple even. So that one I think sadly is on Folkma because he had the cutback lane. If he would have cut it back up the field, he might have been into the end zone. Instead, he tried to continue to push it outside, and sadly, I think that was the wrong decision, as if he would have put his foot in the ground and planted and cut it upfield, I think we were talking about another touchdown here from Mora. Instead, it's going to be third down and goal from about the 16. So thank you to Andy Beckstrom for calling that Malacca St. Cloud Cathedral game. Of course, St. Cloud Cathedral defeats Malacca 25-7. Now we'll get a timeout called here by Mora.
Timeout Mustangs. Score update from the other
So the Mustangs will take a timeout. That'll be their second.
With the win over Malacca 25-7, Foley over Pine City 42-0.
So 42-0. Foley gets the win over Pine City, as you heard. Here in this one, the Mustangs lead over the St. Cloud Apollo Eagles 44-26 with a third down and goal from about the 16-yard line. With 9:42 to go, they did call a timeout, trying to figure out what to do here on this third down and goal. They'll be left with one timeout for the rest of the fourth quarter. Mustangs third down and goal out of the timeout. Here we go. And it's a give to Maverick Sutherland. Who else? Maverick Sutherland breaks off of one tackle, cuts it back into the end zone. Touchdown, Mustangs!
Touchdown.
It's Sutherland again with another rushing touchdown, this one from 16. Maverick Sutherland, have yourself a game, young man. That's his fourth rushing touchdown of the night to make it 50-26.
Big shout out to the Mora Fire Department for their support tonight.
50-26 is the score. Mustangs Another touchdown there from Maverick Sutherland. What a night he's had. And now the PAT snap, spot down, kick is up, and it is good.
Broncos kick is good.
So 51-26 is the score. Brock Mueller with the PAT. And the Mustangs trying to punch their ticket to Saturday in Foley. They will, again.
Slow. It's Mora 51, Apollo 26.
51-26 is the Mustang lead here. Lead by 25 now. Now again, that doesn't mean that this game is over by any means. Certainly is not. But Mustangs well on their way with 9:36 to go. Still got to go out, play defense. You still got to play hard. You still got to make a few stops. But I'd say probably one or two more offensive possessions here for the Mustangs, and that should be game. Brock Mueller will get set to boot it away, and here's the boot. It's a high kick. It'll be taken by one of the up men again at around the 31-yard line. He's brought down just past the 35. And that's where the St. Cloud Apollo Eagles will start.
Jansen with the return.
So they'll spot him right at the 38. 9:31 to go here in the fourth quarter. Mustangs with the lead. This is the most points they've scored in a single game this year. And the third game of 40-plus points. It's the third possession here for the Eagles in this second half. Jackson looking over the middle. Who else? It's Brown. Maurice Brown, another catch. And this one gets him past the 45 to the 46.
Jackson's pass complete to Brown. 9-yard gain.
That'll be a gain of 9 for Brown. Just adding on to his total here tonight. Closing in on close to 200 yards receiving. And for Davion Jackson to be 200 yards passing too. So second down and 1 here for the Eagles. Two receivers on the right side, 3 on the left. Davion Jackson alone in the shotgun now sends a man to his right. That is Brown. Maurice Brown takes it past the 50, makes a man miss at the 45 to the 40, 35. He's pushed out near the 35. It'll be first down for the Eagles. They'll spot him at the 38. Gain of 15 for Maurice Brown.
At the Mustang 38, first and 10 Eagles.
Well, the Eagles do also get out of bounds, stop the clock, and the clock will now roll maybe? Well, it was out of bounds, so I wasn't sure if the clock would stop. It did. 8:36 to go here. Fourth quarter. Trips left again. 2 on the right for Davion Jackson. Sends a man in motion right to left. That's Washington, and he will fake the give. Now Jackson will keep it himself, trying to bounce it out to the outside. Makes a few defenders miss, falling forward past the 35, taken down at the 34. Be a gain of 4. Second down and 6 now. With that clock rolling under 8.5 to go on the Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Embrace Orthodontics, their doctors, of course, want the results of a remarkable orthodontic experience to last a lifetime. They'll keep your smile transformation where it needs to be with the lifelong retention program. Jackson looking deep for the pass. He's got a man wide open, and this time it's caught. Touchdown. And that time, again, Harvey Lottie was left wide open. And you can't leave him open like that. I don't know. That's the second time Harvey Lottie has been left alone, and there was no one around him for a solid 10 yards that time again. So not real sure what the problem was on that one, but that's the second time that has happened. here for the Mustangs, and now it's 51-32. Like I mentioned, this fourth quarter, not even close to over. The Apollo Eagles, they can score quickly, and they did there. About 5 plays, they get in the end zone. From a 34-yard passing touchdown from Jackson to Lottie. Now they'll line up to go for 2 trips left, 2 on the right. Man in motion, right to left. Jackson, he'll look, he'll throw. 2-point conversion, good. No, he dropped it at the last second. Oh, my goodness. As he turned to get into the end zone for the 2-point conversion, he dropped it. Oh, my. Well, that makes it a little different now. It's a 19-point game instead of 18 points. 18 points, you just need 3 touchdowns. You don't even need to go for 2. Obviously, you still would, but you wouldn't even need to go for 2. You just continue to score, and you're right back in it. Now it's 19. You have to convert one of the 2s if you're St. Cloud Apollo. If you're the Mustangs, you're thinking to yourself, offense, just go wrap this thing up, please. Hold on to the ball for 8 minutes and get us the victory, and let's go on to Foley on Saturday. That's what they're thinking right now. But again, this St. Cloud Apollo offense has come to life here in this game. They've really done a good job of answering the Mustangs, but Mustangs do have 51 to the Apollo Eagles 32. I'm guessing we'll see another onside kick here from Apollo. And the Mustangs, yeah, they're ready for it. They're getting ready. Of course, you kick off from the 40, and the ball has to go 10 yards. Last time the Eagles attempted a onside kick, it did not go 10 yards, and Mora was able to just get on top of it. So here we go. What you would think would be an onside kick. Here we go. Here's the boot. It goes to 10 yards. Mora's on top of it. Mora recovers it at their own 49-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
Nathan Nelson falls on the onside kick.
It's Nathan Nelson, the quarterback, the leader, falls on it. So as much as the Mustangs would like to get their backups in there, they still have to roll with the starting offense, because if you don't go take off a bunch of time off the clock, maybe even score again, there's a solid chance that Apollo is able to make a comeback. So you do have to keep the starters out there. It's a weird situation. A lot of points here in this one. We're closing in on 100 points scored. 83 right now scored between these two teams. It's been a longer game as well. 9:20 our time. Nathan Nelson will hand it off to Folkma off the left side. He cuts it up the middle this time to the 50-45. Bounces it outside at the 40. He'll be dragged down out of bounds past the 40 into Apollo territory. And looks like they'll spot him just inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. It'll be a gain of 12 there for Brock Folkma. First down and 10 at the 39. Again, if you're the Mustangs, don't need to snap the ball until under 10 seconds to go. I'd say don't even need to snap the ball until there are 5 seconds left on that play clock. Trying to take as much time off the clock as you can. 39 yards to go, though. And I don't know if they can take 7 minutes off the clock, so they'll probably try and score again, but just give up the middle to Mason Nelson. And he plows forward to about 36, gain of 3.
Mason Nelson.
So 2nd down and 7 for the Mustangs.
2nd and 7 for your Mustangs.
6.5 minutes to go. Again, there's 36 yards to go with the chunk plays that the Mustangs have been able to get with their runs. I'm guessing we may see one more score by the Mustangs, and then Apollo would get it back. 2 minutes to go probably. Give here to Sutherland. Sutherland, and there's one of the chunk plays I'm talking about, to the 15, and he's upended by Brown, and Sutherland could be down.
Sutherland with the carry, tackle by Brown. That's another Mora.
To be fair, Sutherland has done a ton of work, but he's going to limp and stay on the sidelines. Oh, that's not good. Well, from the 36 to the 22. It's a gain of 14 for Sutherland. Just continued to add on to his total tonight, but that'll probably be the last we see of him here tonight, as he did limp and stay on the sideline. So sadly, that is not what you want to see this late in the game. First down and 10 at the 22. For the Mustangs, another chunk play on the carry there from Sutherland. Taking the snap, they'll give it off to Folcom off the left side, cutting it back up the middle into the red zone, past the 20 to about the 17-yard line. Gain of 5 there for Folcoma. Second down and 5 now for the Mustangs inside that Roddy Motors red zone once again. Roddy Motors getting their money's worth here tonight. Roddy Motors red zone. The Mustangs are inside of it once again. Roddy Motors, they can help you get into your next vehicle. They can even get you financed. They were voted best dealer in Kanabec County 2 years in a row. Roddy Motors, 100 Pine Street in Mora. So with 51-32 and under 5 minutes now to go, Mustangs will get to the line of scrimmage, second down and 5. Nelson under center takes the snap. He'll give it off this time to the running back in for Sutherland, and he breaks off a tackle and sadly has to go out of bounds. That's Gamal with the carry, Carter Gamal, and he gets it and sadly steps out of bounds, so that will stop the clock. He gets it to the 5. It's a gain of 12. And it's first down and goal now for the Mustangs, the blue and black here tonight. 4.5 minutes to go. Oh, they'll run the clock. Interesting. So again, like I mentioned, I don't think that Mora can take off 4.5 minutes to get 5 yards. So we'll see another, well, possibly, I don't want to call it before it happens, but possibly another score here by Mora for the end of this one. And then, again, the Eagles would potentially get it back with about 2 minutes left. So closing in on the end of this one. Nelson and company under center takes the snap, and he'll keep it himself. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Mustangs. Nathan Nelson from 5 yards out for his third touchdown on the game. That'll make it 57-32, and that should be enough with this little time left. 57-32 is the Mustang lead. 4 minutes exactly left on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. They have 3 locations with custom braces or Invisalign clear aligners in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge. Of course, their doctors are definitely committed to providing you world-class orthodontic care in a friendly and comfortable atmosphere. They'll also leave you with a smile you'll embrace forever. Find out more at embracemn.com. Going for the PAT, Brock Mueller, snap spot. Kick is up, and it is good. 58-32, Mustangs on top. Here in the fourth quarter, 4 minutes exactly left. And the Mustangs, they are up by 26 points, but we've seen crazy things happen. But I think this one pretty much in hand right about now for Mora. And we will be looking at a Mora-Foley matchup here on Saturday. Over in Foley, I shouldn't say here, I should say in Foley. So that one we'll have more on air. Keep up to date on our morning shows and everything, as we'll let you know who will play who, when, where, and what time. So that the third possession of the second half here for Mustangs. They had 5 in the first. These next couple of drives should be it for both of these teams. 58-32, Mustangs lead, 4 minutes left. Again, it's not over till it's over. Brock Mueller will get set to boot it away. And here's the boot. It's going to be a little lobber, and it will be moving past, and the Eagles will let that one roll out of bounds. So free kick out of bounds. That will move it up a little bit more. Not ideal, but it will be a flag here on Mora. That will be their 4th.
Apollo takes over. First and 10 from their own 35.
So the Mustangs get ready to get back out on defense. Again, the wind picked up a little bit here. Try and get the mic at least out of the wind. Very finicky if I turn just a little bit. That wind is right in your ear, so trying to get out of that wind. So the Eagles lineup trips right, two receivers to the left. Davion Jackson sends a man in motion left to right. That's Washington. He takes the snap and he looks to keep it himself up the middle. Breaks off of one tackle, gets forward, and he's taken down near the 45. Ball will be spotted at the 43. It's a gain of 8 for Davion Jackson.
Ball tackled by Mason Nelson.
Second down and 2 for the Eagles.
3 for the Eagles.
3:30 to go here in the game on that Embrace Orthodontic scoreboard. Mustangs 58-32 lead. Trips to the left now for Davion Jackson. 2 on the right side, sends a man in motion. Brown left to right. He fakes the give to him. Now he looks to the left, looking over the middle, and there's going to be a flag. That's going to be pass interference on the Mustangs as Garrett Hosh and Garrett, I don't know, that looking at that play, that seems to be incidental contact almost, but it is a flag. I think it was more or less incidental contact, but it's one of the ones where it's like, yeah, it might be, but you have to call it. So sadly, it will give a free first down to the Eagles, 3:11 to go.
That's a 15-yard penalty. First down, Eagles.
Mustangs now defending in their own territory with the ball spotted at the 42-yard line. Trips left to the right, man in motion right to left is Washington. Jackson takes the snap, gives it to Washington. Washington's got some room to run, got some good blocking, and then, yeah, they're going to get a flag on Hosh for holding. Hosh just got the pass interference call, but now he's going to get called for holding. That was in the area of holding on Hosh. I'm guessing that's what it is, unless they pick it up. Nope, we'll be holding. So, oh, it's a face mask. Not a hold, it was a face mask. Apparently his hand got a little too high. So he didn't grab and rip, he just had his hand on the face mask. Now, it's interesting. At the other levels, no matter what you do with the face mask, it's 15. Here in high school still, you've got the 5 and 15 variety. Trips to the left here for Davion Jackson and the Eagles. 2 to the right. Man in motion left to right is Brown. Takes the snap. He's going to give it to Brown. No, he's going to keep it himself. Great fake. Now Jackson has room to run down the sideline inside the 25 to the 20. And that's where he's brought down. It's a good gain there for Jackson. They'll spot him right at the 20. A pickup of 22. It'll be near that 100-yard mark rushing. First down and 10, under 3 minutes to go. Ball at the 20. Now again inside the Roddy Motors red zone. Roddy Motors in red zone. Of course, Joe Rademacher is a Marine. So if you are a veteran looking for a vehicle, talk to a fellow vet who will get you squared away. Jackson will fake it again to Washington. Up the middle yet again. He's got room to run inside the 10, touchdown. This one from 20 yards out. My goodness, a ton of points being put up on the board here tonight. That's another one. That'll make it 38-58. So 2:34 to go. Game not quite over. If they make this 2-point conversion, it's back to an 18-point game with 2:34 to go. You get the onside kick, you score in a hurry. All of a sudden, it's a game again. So the game far from over with 2:34 left to go. They'll go for 2, but they have to convert here if they want to have any chance. Man in motion. Left to right, now cuts back out to the right. Davion Jackson, I think he wants Brown. He's got Brown. Touch, there it is, 2 points. Oh, my heavens. We could be in for a fun finish.
2-point conversion is good. Jackson's pass to Brown.
So it's 50-48. 2:34 to go. My, oh, my. And we're set for an onside kick here. Again, if Apollo recovers, they go down and score. They still have 3 timeouts left. They get another onside, go down, score, another onside, score. And it's a lot to ask of a team, but with the way this game has been going, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, that's just the way this thing has gone. So the hands team will go out there for the Mustangs. They need the recovery, and we'll probably have to get a couple of first downs, get St. Cloud Apollo to use their timeouts, then that'll be it. They'll definitely need 1 first down. Probably at least 1 more. So 2 first downs maybe for the Mustangs. If they recover this onside kick. They still have yet to recover the onside kick. So here we go. Hands team out there for the Mustangs. Apollo will look to boot the onside. Here we go. Here it is. Here's the onside. Goes 10 yards. Got a legal procedure on someone. I think maybe Apollo went off sides. Or was it Mora? We'll see. Either way, we do have a flag down. Mora did get a clear recovery, so we'll see. Yep.
Offsides on the kicking team.
It's another flag here. That one's on Apollo. It's their 5th penalty of the night, 4th of the second half. And that'll back them up to the 35. And they'll have to, I believe you still only have to go 10 yards. So only have to get it to the 45, but the Mora Hands team out there, they did recover that last onside. They'll have to do it again, 58-40, 2:30 to go. Here we go. There's the onside. It is still not picked up. Mora does have a lot of black shirts around it, but Apollo may have... Nope, it's Mustang ball. I was going to say there were a lot of black shirts around it, but Apollo had a chance at it. I thought maybe out of all those black shirts, they were able to get underneath it there and get it, but not the case, and now Mora will get their 3rd possession here. Hard to believe that it's only the 3rd possession. So here we go. Mustangs will need at least 1 first down, probably another, and then that should be it. They'll force Apollo to use all 3 timeouts, and then we should have an end to this game. It's been a long one, but that is the playoffs, and yeah, I don't think we should expect anything less here in playoffs. 2:27. They will have Nathan Nelson out there. 4-3. Oh, they're going to have to go quick and snap it. They do get it off in time. And is that Sutherland back out there? It is. Sutherland with the carry to the 40 inside Apollo territory. Just adding on to what has been an incredible night running the ball. To the 37-yard line. 16 yards for Sutherland. I mean, he's close to 250 now with that carry. That'll be a first down. Apollo not using a timeout. Looks like this could be it. One of the things that I find very cool and interesting about this is they do, I don't know if it's the student section or for the band or what, but Mora does have bleachers in the south end zone, and I think that's so awesome to have. It's a different type of view of the game. Instead of the normal bleachers, you get bleachers in the end zone. So Nelson will wait, 2, and there he'll kneel it. And no timeout being used, so that should be it. Looks like they'll get the second teamers in there to kneel out the rest of the clock. And we will be moving on. So the Mustangs will head to Foley on Saturday. That game will be played in Foley. The Mustangs will play against the Falcons, and that game will be played at 2 p.m. It'll be Mora versus Foley there on Saturday. Of course, you can bet we'll be out there to cover that one, no doubt. So the number 2s get in, they'll kneel it, and they'll kneel one more time, and that will be it. They'll need to restart the play clock once more, and now you can kneel it, and the game will be over. QB comes out. Don't really need to wait too much longer. You can just kneel it. Late subs. Just trying to get them in there. And here we go. There it is. And Mora is headed on to the semifinals on Saturday in Foley against the Falcons. So the Mustangs get the victory over the St. Cloud Apollo Eagles, 58-40, and they will move on to Saturday where they will play in Foley against the Falcons, and you can bet we'll be out there for that one. So the final here in this one, 58-40. The Mustangs get the victory over St. Cloud Apollo, 58-40. What a win here for St. Cloud, or for Mora over St. Cloud Apollo. And they will move on to play against Foley on Saturday over in Foley. So we'll take commercial break. We'll wrap this one up, come back for a recap, let you know what's coming up for our local teams here, possibly on Saturday. You're listening to Playoff High School Football here on 100.9 FM WCMP.
Wellia Health is here to keep you feeling your best so you can enjoy all the things you love best. You can count on us for your eye exams, mental health services, rehabilitation, wellness exams, urgent care, and much more. At Wellia Health, our goal is to help you live life well. Let Wellia Health help you get back to your best. Give us a call today to set up an appointment. 320-679-1313. WelliaHealth.org.
Today's WCMP deal of the day is Almost Yours Gun and Pawn in Mora. Get a $20 certificate for just $15. Good for new or used merchandise, ammunition, or firearms. Find this and other great deals at WCMPradio.com/deals.
Arrowhead Transit plays a pivotal role in bolstering the communities it serves. By providing accessible and reliable transportation, they ensure essential travel for work, education, and healthcare. Arrowhead Transit is customer-centric, continuously evolving to meet the needs of the community with initiatives like community outreach programs, job fairs, and educational workshops and more. Arrowhead Transit is more than just a transportation service. It is a vital part of the communities it supports. Your connection, your community. Arrowhead Transit. Your ride.
Dale's Heating and Appliance, your local heating and appliance expert, is committed to making your family's comfort their top priority. And now you can add water softeners to their list of expertise. Dale's now offers water softener sales or rentals along with installation, service, and salt delivery. So if your home needs quality water, make the call to your already trusted experts at Dale's, or just visit dalesheatingandappliance.com. dalesheatingandappliance.com.
Joe Keyport here, the news director for Q Media Group. Find all the local news you're looking for on the top of the hour from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Friday, or go to our website, WCMPradio.com.
Hey, you looking for a reliable propane supplier? Look no further than Burnett Dairy Propane. Proud to serve you, providing top-notch propane services all year round, offering convenient delivery options and flexible payment plans that suit your schedule and budget. Trust the experts in the field, Burnett Dairy Propane. Call them today at 715-689-1032 or visit them online at burnettdairy.com. Burnett Dairy Propane, your dependable propane partner.
Aw, man.
Hinckley Collision.
Hell no. My new car?
Hinckley Collision is the right decision. Fender benders, major accident damage, or hail damage. Hinckley Collision is the right decision. With 24/7 towing and fast, friendly, professional service, their collision department will get you back on the road in no time. With decades of experience dealing with insurance carriers, make the call today. 320-384-7002. 320-384-7002.
Kettle River Pizza is a proud supporter of sports teams and community organizations. Local groups and teams across the state have had amazing success with Kettle River Pizza fundraising. From sausage and pepperoni to chicken Alfredo or the hot Hawaiian, the cheesy deliciousness practically sells itself. Visit KettleRiverPizza.com to schedule your next fundraiser. It's so easy to get started. Got a pizza craving now? Pick up a Kettle River Pizza at your local grocery store or convenience store today.
There has never been a better time to sell your home. Get a fast cash offer today and have your money in as little as 7 days. Any house, any condition. They will make you an offer the same day and pay you in as little as 7 days. City lots, lake lots, land, does not matter. They want to buy it. If you are ready to sell your home, let Haley Newman with Keller Williams Premier Realty give you a fast cash offer or help get you into the home of your dreams today. Contact her at 320-469-6868.
Your journey to smile with your forever starts at Embrace Orthodontics. The team at Embrace is committed to providing world-class care and a remarkable orthodontic experience. Choose between custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners with locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge, and a plan to fit your budget, whether you have insurance or not. Embrace Orthodontics will make your smile journey comfortable, convenient, and customized just for you. Visit EmbraceMN.com today to find out how to set up your free exam. EmbraceMN.com. Embrace Orthodontics, a smile you will embrace forever.
Hey, hey, hey!
WCMP wherever you go. Download the new mobile app. It's free and it's a game changer.
Automatic first down.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a 4-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
Back here on WCMP 100.9 FM, the Mustangs get the victory over the St. Cloud Apollo Eagles 58-40. The Mustangs and Eagles went at it here tonight. It was a fun one, but the Mustangs come out on top 58-40 and will be headed to face off the Falcons on Saturday in Foley. Looking at the stats, 10 possessions total for the Eagles, 6 in the first half, 4 in the second. They had 5 penalties, 1 in the first half, 4 in the second half, and 1 turnover here in the second half. They had 30 carries for 203 yards, 3 touchdowns, 11 for 19, Davion Jackson, 216 and 3 touchdowns for a total of 419 yards. Leading the way was Davion Jackson, 12 carries, 106 yards. He also had the 216 yards passing. Behind him was Maurice Brown, 41 yards rushing. Washington, 5 for 46. On the other side, again, Washington, 216 yards passing. All but 34 of those passing or receiving yards went to Maurice Brown. Harvey Lottie caught a 34-yard touchdown pass as well. For the Mustangs, it was all on the ground. 44 carries, 498 yards. I could be off a yard or two. So 44 carries, 500 yards of offense here for the Mustangs here tonight. Of course, leading the way was Maverick Sutherland with over 250 yards rushing on just 16 carries. 130 yards rushing for Brock Folkman, 13 carries, 9 for 67 for Nathan Nelson, and Gamal had a carry for 12, 5 for 29 for Mason Nelson. They had 8 possessions, 5 in the first, 3 in the second, 5 total penalties, 2 in the first, 3 in the second, and the 1 turnover in the first half. So the Mustangs are moving on to Saturday, where they'll play the Falcons in Foley at 2 p.m. We'll be there for sure. So stay tuned to WCMP KBK. We'll keep you updated on all that. Of course, I do want to thank you all for tuning in here tonight. Thanks so much for tuning in. You give me a job to do, so I appreciate it. Thanks so much to all the fine sponsors who sponsored this and every other broadcast that we do If it weren't for them, then we wouldn't be able to come out here and broadcast these games. Of course, a good way you can stay tuned to all of our local sports is on the morning shows on KBEK 95.5 FM at 7:30 and 8:30 with Rockin' Robin Riley. Then on this very station, 100.9 FM with Joshua Miron at 7:45 and 8:45. That's when you can catch our local sports updates. And we'll talk about this game and all the other local games going on around in the playoffs, as well as regional sports and some national as well. So stay tuned to our morning shows. Of course, stay tuned to our websites, WCMPradio.com, KBK.com. Another good way is our Facebook pages on both WCMP and KBK. We also have a Twitter at WCMP Radio. Stay tuned to all of those. That's where you can keep up to date on every single thing about our local teams and local sports-wise. So stay tuned for all of that. Again, the final here on that Embrace Orthodontic scoreboard. The Mora Mustangs 58, the St. Cloud Apollo Eagles 40. The Mustangs are moving on to the second round, the semifinals of Section 5-3A playoffs. They'll move to Saturday, where they will play the Falcons in Foley at 2 p.m. on Saturday. Of course, we'll be out there for that one. Again, I want to thank you all for tuning in. Thanks to all the fine sponsors who sponsored this and every other broadcast. The final again on that Embrace Orthodontic scoreboard. Mustangs over the Eagles 58-40. Remember to be kind to everyone. You never know what someone is going through, and your kindness could really make their day. Last time, the final, the Mustangs 58, the Eagles 40. For WCMP, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. Thanks so much for tuning in, and have a great rest of your night.